All right, everybody. Welcome to the first major event that we're trying to run as Draw3. I'm Legit Vocals. My co-host today is Lullaby Anto, a fellow member of D3.
Yo, it's good to be back again with another video. I'm super excited for today's event, the Progressive Box Tournament. Little sad that we ain't have Black Clover today or the new Bleach, but I'm still excited to see how SAO fares in the current meta before we open up the floodgates to part 2.
100% agree. And to Weiss, if you are watching, yes, you can. If you ask the players if they're okay if you spectating, because I know you're not playing the event, you can just ask, and as long as you stay deaf and don't interrupt the players and don't interfere with any judge calls, I don't mind. But yeah, this will be the reason why we didn't have Black Clover Bleach Volume 2. This was like our last. We had such a small time span for SAO, and we had these extra boxes. We wanted to give away something that was for SAO, and we didn't want people who weren't fortunate enough to go to release events or pick up all the cards they would need for their Black Clover or Bleach Volume 2 decks. So this kind of keeps us everybody on the same playing field from our last event. I know going forward next month we're gonna have Bleach Volume 2 and Black Clover will be legal, so we're ready to see the spice that brings. Trust me, we've been cooking on the side over here of D3, and then we're gonna have JJK Volume 2, and we'll have all of that stuff to prep us into Gen Con coming up, which I know myself and you are going into. Are you excited for that?
Bro, I'm super excited. Slightly stressed because we know that I like to try out multiple decks, test things out, and after a very unpleasant experience that I had during practice playing against some certain decks, I've lost my identity once again.
And like that always happens with us. That's definitely, like, I get the, like, when we get closer to events, that happens to me too, where I'll be sitting there and be like, oh, this is what I want to play, and then the day of or like 2 days before, I'm like, I'm not so sure on it anymore. It's a very, very stressful situation sometimes.
You mind undeafening real quick in Discord, Ty?
Do I need to let
Yeah.
everybody hear what's happening?
No, not everybody, just Matt.
Oh, okay.
So-
Let
so
me mute all of our other audio then.
quick question for the tournament.
But yeah, we're definitely looking forward. Like, we didn't get the turnout we wanted today. We ended up getting 29 players. We wanted at least 64 so we could give you guys a case. If we had even more than 64, we were going to give more than a case. It was something we were really hoping for. We understand that people have life, people have families, people can't do stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, do what's best for you. Like, if you can't make a Draw3 tournament, then don't worry about it. I'm not gonna be mad, not gonna be like, hey, you should have made it. Blah, blah, blah.
There's also the understanding that it is still pre-release events, so we do know a lot of you also are attending your Black Clover events, trying to get your winter cards, and attending the Bleach events, trying to get those winter cards. So it's just a little more foresight for us moving forward in the future, making sure that these don't overlap. But for those that are participating today, we are excited to see some of these decks come out. We had a huge purple CG showing during the last event, so I'm curious to see if that trend is still in effect for this event, or if a lot more people are going to be on decks like Goddess or GGO after having a little more play testing.
I think, sadly, being the bearer of bad news, I think we're gonna see purple CG until the end. I think until we get like Rosary Capture, where they just show us like blue CG, and they go, "Hey, look, I'm gonna have damage to constantly and bounce your board." I think we'll see purple CG sticking around. I think it'll be a deck all the way till Nats. So if you're planning on playing this game as much as myself and Anto and going to big events, just always be prepared to see a purple CG player. They will always be here.
And you know what's jarring, adding onto that, Ty, is the first year of UA in JP, it was blue JJK, right? So it's
Yeah, it was
quite
Bleach, and Blue JJK were the big menaces.
right. It's quite interesting to see in our region, purple CG have such a strong like claim in the meta. Um, Granted, we do have the bans, whereas in JP they didn't originally. But you know, having purple CG and, in my opinion, blue JJK be pretty dominant. It's cool to see the difference in the meta over here.
It definitely is. We've gotten to a point though that I'm kind of seeing like we're catching up to JP, and we're either playing decks that are going fast and kill your opponent in a manner that they are not ready for, or it's playing decks that go, I control the whole board. And if we keep getting sets like JP has, we're going to get decks that do both. Like I mentioned earlier, like the Rosary Capture Blue Kogias, they bounce the board and they push damage too. So they get to run you down and just clear your board. And it's just a very strong matchup. Alright, looks like our pairings are going to go out, so we will just pop in a random table here. I want to look for names I've never seen. I'm going to go to table 11. We're going to get Turkey versus Spacey Dave. Alright, so let me take this off. Pop this out. Switch us on over.
What's up, butter spreads? Hope you're excited for some matches today, butter spreads. Nice to have you in the chat, my boy.
Yeah, Rose is very strong. White Whis. It is a deck that is dominating the meta. Oh no. Oh, there's Dave's camera. There we go.
Ooh, is that a Saitama I see? I wonder if that's a hint.
We'll have to see.
Nice tat sleeve going on there. How many players today?
29.
I think about 29. Yeah, 29 players today. In terms of rounds, what's that? 5 rounds?
It is 5 rounds if the down pair wins in round 4.
So potential 5 rounds if the down pair can, you know, hold their own. Otherwise, we are looking at a 4-round robin, and depending on if the 2 finalists want to do a best of 3, we may have a best of 3 for you guys today. If not, we'll stick to the old style, but we do want to start incorporating those new rules that Bandai has initiated, where grand finals will have best of 3.
Yep, and it definitely helps out because, like, I know I've been dealing with it since the game came out, but Anto, ever since me and Anto have been watching grand finals, you can count it almost on both hands the amount of times you watch any JP major event and you get to the grand finals and someone bricks, and it's like, man, this is the grand finals.
It's just painful, bro. And you know, at first I thought that the last grand finals had an effect. I mean, it probably still had like an effect on the decision, but I do know that some of my peers that are in Japan playing in that region have been asking in the surveys that Bandai puts out to bring best of 3s there. So I think Bandai is going to be testing it out in terms of grand finals, but all that to say, guys, if you see these surveys tweeted out by us, by Cosmic, by Bandai themselves, make sure you go into those surveys, you let them know what IP you want, and you let them know what kind of rules or things that you think they should bring to UA, because a lot of our feedback will help this game progress in the right direction, or it can totally make it chaotic and chaos, and I don't want to go down that road.
100% agree. I want to see this game get better. It's the game we all know and love. It's a game that we're all putting time into to get better at or to collect. And speaking of things that got announced recently, we got Evangelion and solo leveling announced for Santo. How's that made you feel?
Look, I didn't watch Evangelion growing up. I can't lie. But I do like the style. I do like the animation. And I know it's a set that a lot of people love in terms of anime. So I'm hoping they give us a cool set. I know that some of the JP players are salty because if it's a simultaneous release, normally that means it's not going to be strong in their meta. But for us, it could be another One Punch Man where it shakes up the meta a little bit. In terms of solo leveling is looking to be a NA exclusive for the time being. And if that's the case, I'm hoping we get our first experience of not necessarily a tier 0. I don't want to be toxic, but I want our exclusive decks to have the same effect that JP exclusive decks have. You know, I want it to be strong. I want the art to be beautiful. And I'm excited to see that purple is probably going to be busted if there's a purple there, just because of like the show's purple dark themes. You know,
It's Sung Jin Woo, bro. And we can't.
Yeah.
Even if like, how can he not be tier 0? He'll just level up and make himself better.
Which will be cool because I'm curious of what mechanics you could do for solo leveling, right? And leveling up.
Purple Code Geass. He faked you out. You thought it was One Punch. He has One Punch AP and sleeves. And he said no.
Is that not the bouncer for green? I thought that was the bouncer.
No, he's the bouncer and he's the tap for a double energy. Actually, I don't think he taps. I think he discards a Jared 6 here. I have to remember exactly what that card is.
Well, homeboy's explaining, just like me as a ex purple CG player. I'm like, what is this, bro?
Let me get these card images updated for
Potential 3 energy generator right off the bat. Now, into this matchup, how are you feeling about this matchup pre set 2 for GGO? Because it is looking like it's going to be.
I think it's you have to see your pieces, and if you don't see your pieces, you're probably not playing the game. Because like, you want the Kirito, but you need the Kirito the turn you play like a Xenon, so you have that extra pressure. You want the Xenons because they need to control the board for you, so you can survive till later turns. But Perp CG just being able to probably clear every body you put on the board, it's going to be rough. And Perp CG already going on the offensive, pushing up the Colin on their second turn, and then just replaying 2 zeros down. This can make or break everything for the SAO player. Like, if it's too much aggression, then the snipe doesn't have impact, so you're not really taking damage back. So it's just a race that you're already losing. Because the Perp CG, at least when they play their raids, and that is a special, killing the 0. So like, that stems off some of the pressure, thankfully.
Yeah, the Gwaine camera is quite laggy. I cannot lie.
Yeah, it's like cutting in and out on my end for stuff. So yes, it definitely, you guys are probably catching the back end of it because it's coming through on his end, and then it's coming through on our end through a stream. So we will try to get the better cameras on the next one. These were, I wanted to give a shout out to these 2 players. This is Tucky and Spacey Dave. I didn't see them in our last event. If they were, I apologize to you guys, but these names stood out to me as names I haven't seen in our community, and I wanted to welcome all the people in our community that are new or this is their first event, because I know for some people this is their first event. They reached out to me on Facebook, reached out to me on one of the multiple places we pushed out this event. We want to let we want you guys, if you guys are thinking UA and thinking events, we want you guys to think of Draw3. We want you guys to be here to enjoy the game with us and to play as much as you can here. So the fact that we have newer people and names I'm not familiar with joining the Discord and playing in our events, it's a huge shout out to that. My guy Kenny, thanks for the follow. I apologize, guys. I did set up the Twitch notifications, but for some reason, I guess they're just not set up on this scene, so they are not popping up. So I apologize for that, guys. I will make sure they are set up for the next stream later this week when we do some community matches.
In terms of the game, we are seeing Green ramp up pretty quickly here, tapping to generate an extra energy, playing a standard generator, then the extender, and then playing the Kirito. They ditched the Xenon, which is an interesting choice in my opinion. I feel like personally I would want to hold on to that Xenon as long as possible, even if I have multiples in hand. And then we see the last tap.
Well,
going.
our hand could be all raids, and I'd rather
True.
discard that Xenon than the raids. And then he has another Searcher Kirito, so we might see another important card leave his hand here.
Opting to play the and then he goes and
said,
grabs.
He said, "Let me get this back,"
and then he grabs it back. Oh, okay. Well, I do find it. Well, I guess it's not too crazy because now you can replace the double energy, right? That's going to disappear. We do want to remind some of you players that after you tap your 0 drop that generates 2 energy, it does fade away before the beginning of your tap.
It depends. Some are until end of turn, some are the end of main phase. It just depends. I know there's some that say end of turn, and I know some that say end of main. So yes, if it is a end of main one, yes, it will die before the attack, but I'm not sure on that one. But he did put it in the trash, so I'm guessing it is a end of.
I've never experienced an end of turn one. I'm not gonna lie. But
and also it may trip people up because when you read the card, it says it generates an extra energy until end of turn, but then there is a little line there.
Yeah.
Like he says that at the end of main, sideline this character.
Now, I am curious to see how Purple CG will bounce back from this. Hopefully, they do have a turn extender in hand. Otherwise, having a 4K body in the front to block off some of these low chip damage is a pretty good situation for Xenon as they continue to build that energy line. With all that being said, though, we could easily get up to 5, drop a pop at 3K, and then have the impact damage coming through. Or find the force block and then find the can't be blocked by 2K or less and remove that Kirito if they have the extender.
Yeah, so it looks like we have the minus of Lelouch coming down, so he's just probably targeting the smaller body, minusing it here, because you can already pop the 3K with like the pop grin if we find it. So, and then it looks like the double energy calling. If it is a little messed up on your guys' end, just know we will try to talk you through it, and like I said, we will try to find more cameras, but we try to give everybody a little spotlight here because these are newer players to Draw3. Want to make them feel welcome as well.
We're probably expecting to see the Papa 3K come out now that the 4K has been reduced, which is why I personally love the Papa 3K in the deck. I know people like to say I'm an oddball. We do see the Japan come out restanding, so we're looking for a semi-big turn here. We do see the force block. Okay. We see the force block coming, and then I'm assuming you're gonna play can't be blocked by 3K or less, or oh wait, no, there'd be no point. 2K or less. Yeah, there'd be no point in that. See the last action point coming out, and we do see
Gawain. So yeah, I think he minus the Kirito.
Yeah.
He'll raid the Gawain, this Kirito dies, and then you have the force block to kill the other Kirito. So you're just board controlling, which is what Perp CG is like the king of. And then hopefully we get 2 he said he's pulling an Anto. He said the 3rd from the top. I don't want those 2. Those 2 stay there. He goes, which way? He's like, nope, move those two back down again. See? And then Actiture. See? This is Anto on an extreme. Anto says second for the top. This guy is third for the top. He said those last two were staying there.
Now, in my experience going up against purple CG, honestly, I tend to only try and leave one body up in the front like that because I expected to get removed going up against that matchup. It just feels bad having your board controlled like this, you know, having two bodies just removed with ease. Um and not having that. I mean, you have similar removal in GGO, but you don't have the damage output that you get with the impact, right?
Man, I wish I was like these players. These players see this is like an Anto
I
top
don't
10. We have all the finals. We got everything. Double C.
Ooh.
See, this is scary if we have it next turn, but if Code Geass with 3 cards in hand just has another pop grin or something like that, good
yeah, it doesn't feel good because like instantly already going to be pressured by the 2 4K swings. You're at 4 life, so you're gonna want to at least block 1 here if you don't see the defensive raid, and much like you said, if they have the pop at 3K or another force block there, it's just gonna feel pretty painful.
And that's like the crazy thing is like we look at our meta, we look at like what people are playing, right? If you look at this before CG has drawn 2 cards, he was at 2 cards and hit 2 or 1. And then if we look at our Xenon player, they're at 2 cards. So when you're playing these like board clear, board controlled decks, it's who runs out of resources first. And sadly enough, it looks like our Xenon player didn't have a snipe raid to try and take out the Gwen or anything like that. And if CG just keeps having answers to clear boards, Xenon's just going to keep being on the back foot. And it looks like we might push a 25. I don't think we... Okay, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think pushing a 25 is not the right thing because it's not going to get through these 3Ks.
But you know what that telegraphs to me? If you're pushing the 25, that means you can remove at least one of these bodies on board.
Well,
right?
with only 2 AP left, and we have no double energies on the middle, and
True.
That's the minus. So unless he's going to go double Lelouch and make both a 2K here. Show me the third one.
Show me an extender, and then show me the third one.
Show me an extender. You guys just have it all. I need you guys to go to Gen Con. You guys are... And then that's a Colin, yeah. So, like, literally all... Like, we had no reason to push up. Like, we just could have left it in the back. I guess, like, a chump blocker, but...
Yeah.
It's not...
Just in case he does have, like, the nuts and we see the Xenons come out removing the bodies, right? You have something to starve off some of that damage. Granted, if you have the Xenon...
You're killing whatever body you want.
Yeah, you're killing whatever body you want. But the damage doesn't go through. So I don't really feel as threatened, honestly. Yes, you're controlling my board, but my life isn't dwindling.
Third from the top. And the Xenon raid. Uh-oh. Xenon raid. Uh-oh.
Can't defensively raid, though, with the... Granted, you don't need to defensively raid. Another swing coming out, and here's the decision: do you want to go down to 2 life against a purple CG? No.
Hey, not everybody's playing checkmates. I know most lists only played as a 1 of, so if you think they're not playing check, well, like, you never want to go to 1. 1 is the scariest thing because all Gurns just come in with impact, so it's like, oh, we're taking the bottom life there. Man, no.
That's what I'm saying, though. We've only seen 1 Gurren. Only seen 1 Gurren. If we get a double Gurren raid next turn,
we can pray. You know, we gotta hope there's no more Gurrens coming up.
Table 1 seems to be looking for a judge. If the players do need a judge,
there should be pinging the judge channel, and someone should be coming to them.
Now, we see them. Did they discard to crack the energy to generate 6 here?
No. They AP drew, and then they're tapping playing Xenon.
Yeah, so they're
Oh, maybe he
cracked.
did. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
they
might have.
discarded the
Okay.
photon sword, which, you know, interesting choice. I mean, what else is in your hand? What else do you have in your hand? And then they're giving it a photon sword. Okay.
Yeah, so now we'll have impacts because we do have the Kirito in the back. So we get the snipe. We can kill a big body. Honestly, I'm killing the Gawain here.
Yep.
Uh, we need to get rid of it. That way, if they have another Gawain raid or like the worst double Gawain raid next turn, then we can block because if they have double Gawain raid next turn, then you can't block the 3 swings that are coming.
I'm curious to know what's left in the hand.
And the good thing is, like, we do get to buff the Xenon here, so she'll also be a 4K of impact, and we get to stack the
Mhm.
top. So we get a lot of options here.
A draw trigger.
Yep, and that is the third or fourth of that Lelouch. I think that's
That should be
third.
the third,
Yeah,
I
that's the
think.
third because the other one was the no. I can't remember if it was a can't be blocked, but I'm pretty sure that's the fourth actually, because he started out the first Lelouch he played was the -1, not the protection one. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's the fourth Lelouch that we've played of that. So we have no more minusing. So getting rid of a Kirito is going to be special or bust.
Hmm.
And that's the thing.
Special or force block and really extending yourself, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing players need to like think about, right? When you're thinking deck construction, 4 is the most stuff. So when your opponent shows you 4 of a card, you no longer have to really think about that card. So that's like looking at your opponent's trash, looking at the options and cards they've revealed is like something we need to be constantly aware of and constantly thinking of.
Nah, I'm just scared about this clapback. What can they show us to really seal the deal? Honestly, a double Gwaine here.
A 0? Yeah, I think double Gawain just makes so. Well, they just need 2 bodies. You just need 2 bodies in the front line, you win. They could have just double pushed. You have 2 blocks, I have 4 swings. But if they show you double Gawain, then that's 2 bodies you can't block besides with the. Actually, you can't block at all. So that's just 2 bodies that just get through. Oh, it's special, so we're killing the
Special.
Xenon.
Okay.
And then we'll untap 1, and then.
I'm assuming we'll see a Gwaine raid.
No, I
Remove
think
it, actually.
like a Gawain raid or a Gurn raid. Either one wins because Gurn raid pops the body. Gawain raid makes us 3 swings to your 1 body. We just need a raid.
Now I'm curious here. Do you remove the 4K body or do you remove the Xenon that gains impact?
I removed the 4K body because like there's a Gawain. Look, now it's a 2K. It's not blocking anything on my board, and you're gonna have to pray to hit an active to live. Active or special or color is what he needs to live for this swing. Active, special, color is what saves him. The next one, it's only final. That is neither of those cards, and now it is final or bust. So you just take this swing here and pray. Not a final.
Not
Looks like Spacey is going to get our game 1.
taking it with ease there, doing exactly what Purple Code wants to do, controlling the board, removing bodies, and gradually chipping in that damage until you can push out for game. And that's one of the hardest things going up against this deck. But there are decks that have been released that are coming out that really put up a fight against it.
Yeah, 100%. And it's lines like it's like kind of like we said, like when we're in either you go fast and you can fill the board up, or you have to just play the removal game, and the first player to run out of removal is what's going to cost you the game there. And that's what ended up happening. It was the Xenon player only saw the 1 raid, where the Code Geass player saw a Gurren into a Gawain with multiple minuses, so they were able to kill 2 bodies, and then they saw another Gawain, and then they saw a special. It's just the writing on the wall just kind of makes it.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious to see how all the other games are going, if there's anything that we could hop in real quick and watch, or if they're all coming to a quick end. One life here. Ooh. Losing
Table
out to
15 is Lancelot versus Blue JJK. It's 3 life to 4 life. Do you have any other tables with a lot of life?
Not that I'm
Well,
seeing.
this guy just played an ACOS, so I think it's about to get swung very quickly. It's about to get very dicey.
Yeah, we see purple CG on the backbone of a Esper Sisters deck here. Let's see what table 10's looking like. Look, no biasy, but it does feel good to pop in and see some of these purple CGs taking a much needed break from today's tournament after the 8 in the top. What was it? 8 in the top 15 in our last tournament.
Yeah, it was pretty dominant. It was 5 in our top 8 and 8 in our top 16, and there's only like 9 per CG list, so every CG did good. But that's just to be expected when we're looking at it, and everything is just, we are in a point now where people are starting to take this game seriously and see that some decks just stand above others.
Yes. That's what I've been waiting for, bro. That has been what I've been waiting for people to understand that you can take this game serious, that there is a skill curve in there, and that there are certain decks that, even though they might not have the on surface strongest deck capability, that some of these 1.5 decks that are pilot dependent become astronomically better if you understand the game, you understand your matchups, and that is what's going to be needed going into Gen Con, into our first regionals, into our first competitive season.
And like, it's something I've seen from time and time again. Just with games, like, once players realize like it's something that people want, it's really enjoyable. And I have gotten news from one of my other admins, I was trying to figure out the word there, that we didn't reach 32 players today, but we are going to do prizing as if it was 32 players. So that is what is the word I'm looking for? That is extra boxes. That will be half a case.
Man, I wish I liked Unohana more. Because it does just make sense in the deck. Playing a body for free.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like, so let's, as we're waiting for like next round, because most of these games are wrapped up. So let's talk about these new sets, right? So Bleach Volume 2 showed us a lot of stuff, but it's just like, is it really doing what we wanted it to do? Is it really putting that pressure? We have like Blue Bleach, and we think like both decks are pretty solid. Like they do the thing that their deck is trying to do. And then we have Purple Bleach getting more support, which makes it kind of like a purple Kogias now. It's like it has the same amount of stuff. It doesn't have the force block, but it has multiple ways to pop. It has the special. It has ways to minus now. And we finally got the Orihime that lets us mill too. So our trash we can constantly keep kind of filled up.
And then with Green Toshi, right, getting the Kampachis, which honestly a lot of people are starting to like doubt, I want to say, and who knows, maybe that's a deck building issue. Maybe that's not an understanding of like what you need to do with the deck. But there are some decks that I wish got a little more support, right? The Yubaha and Jugrim deck, I think could have received a little more support to help it. There are some good cards. The Bambi deck is a nice introduction into like the game with the mechanic, but it feels slightly slow for me personally. And like you said, the blue bleach is interesting. I want to chalk it up to a skill issue for me personally. I think there's a lot of cool combos, a lot of cool lines that you can do, but the problem that I see, which it explains the binder cards that have been announced. Oh, hey, you love the gear check? Yeah, you love the you love the ears.
He's part furry, boys. I'm telling you.
Much love. But with blue, part of the problem that I'm seeing it in the initial like test that I've been doing is the lack of double energy, right? Forcing me to play some of these cards without triggers that will probably help the deck, like the 1-drop bouncer. But the 1-drop bouncer does make a lot of sense in the sense where I can bounce back some of those cards that I do want to discard back to my hand. I'm really interested to see what our region thinks of when it comes to regionals, because I do think the people that hone in on a specific deck understand the lines and understand the matchups will be quite scary to see come regionals with Gen Con.
And Joey, I know you've been playing a lot of Bleach 2, and you think you'll tip the scale in favor of bigger decks. Like, there's a leeway to that, but there's also a sub. Like, if your deck can't cheat out a lot of bodies and build a board faster to get your energy going, a lot of these aggro decks, like, for Draw3, I'm, like, one of the aggro players in our set, and I've shown our team time and time again that, like, turn 2, turn 3, I have a full board, and either you're gonna take 4 damage, or you're having to use your removal, and getting to bigger bodies is just kind of slow sometimes. I'm all down for bigger decks. I want the game to be slower. If the game is slower, that means a lot more decks can fit into the meta. But when we have high removal decks, high speed decks, speaking of which, we just talked about Bleach 2. If we talk about Black Clover now, we have Red Asta. Red Asta is literally purple CG, but in a red deck. We have the other red, which is like
Noelle, Esper's,
Noelle, which is Esper Sisters, kinda, but it doesn't do all the shenanigans. It's more of a force block. It's more like a utility engine for Red Asta in the first place. Then we have purple. We have alternate WinCon and Black Bulls. Black Bulls, bad. Alternate WinCon, Moonrose and Anto. Well, Moonrose just said in the chat that he's gonna win the first regional Dark Triad. Moonrose, if you win the first regional with Dark Triad, you're the GOAT. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to lose to you in a regional if you're playing Dark Triad. Now, if you said you're playing Sakuna in regionals, you might scare me a bit. But Dark Triad, Moonrose, not worried about it. Not worried about it at all.
Dark Triad is a sleeper. I'm not going to lie. I don't think a lot of people, if you are... Wait. Let me throw some copium out here for the chatters, okay? If you decide to take Dark Triad and you've been labbing it, you know the lines, you know how to pop the 1-drop and stack the bottom of your life, that way when you get there it's go time, you're going to catch a lot of people off guard. Now the problem with Dark Triads, and I've talked to some of the team about this, if we got support, if we got a card similar to the 4/1 Silver Fang in Green Saitama, that if my opponent targets one of my characters with an ability or anything, right, you have to ditch a card. If we had something similar to that, but it allows us to like mill 2 off of our deck or something like that, I'm telling you, bro, even just that addition, I would take that deck. I would take that deck to regionals. No cap, no kizzy, bro.
To pick up off what Joey is, because I wanna keep our chat engaged here. Perp CG and Purple Bleach tip scales towards bigger because rushdown push-up decks get crushed by BP minus. Yes and no. It depends on the rushdown deck, right? If the deck can go, cool, I pushed all this up and then swung, and then you go, cool, kill it, and then they can just do, hey, I'm going to do the same thing again next turn, even if you BP minus and killed their board, they could do it again. Like the two decks I've been playing that are kind of, both my decks always win on turn 5 or turn 6. Just how it boils down. The only time I go past that is if I saw a bad hand or my opponent did see it all and I'm playing on the back foot. But both the decks I've been playtesting, we win turn 5, turn 6 consistently. So that means it is my third 3 AP turn or my second 2 AP turn. Because the first 3 AP turn just kind of seals it. The second 3 AP turn, I'm just like, all right, the game's over. And my team knows what I'm playing. If you guys have seen me in the Discord, you've probably seen what I play. I don't want to put it all out there because I don't want anybody to bandwagon onto my decks. I'd rather you guys stay with yours. Metal Bat Rushdown. I don't know. If Kenshin becomes a big deck, you'll see me on Metal Bat Rushdown. You tell me I get a free blocker against Kenshin, we're playing it.
Look, I have love and respect for Metal Bat. I personally still don't think it's a real deck, bro. And that's just because I have multiple times just placed a 45 BP or higher and been like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, you saw 3 of your removals.
People are slacking on Radium. It's like I can see what you're saying. Like, a lot of people, like, we don't rate it highly because when you put it against the other top decks, it's just not that strong. Because like Metal Bat recursion needs 6 or more, so all we're gonna do is we're gonna use the removal first, knock your number down to less than 6, and then kill the Metal Bat, and then he's no longer there. It's just that's where it comes down to like player skill, player threat assessment, stuff like that. Like, you need to know what you need to hit. Like, I think Metal Bat is a good deck if it sees its curves. I know you're putting a lot of time into it, Joey. Like, I think you're probably the only player in the whole community who like plays it as much as you do, besides like Bolgi. Sukuna decks, like, I could see you like running it because like you could go faster than Sukuna, but I think with Sukuna Volume 2 and just going forward, it's just Sukuna is always going to be a deck. It's just like I tell the guys here, people are like, I don't see the hype around Purple Bleach. I'll be like, in JP, it bullied us for a long time. Like, Purple Bleach was annoying because it had everything.
And I hate to say it, I'm going to try Purple Bleach. Like, just off of that fact, from what I've seen in the JP meta, even though I'm not a personal big Bleach fan, we want to see all our options. We want to see what we might accidentally be good at, right? Like, I could be someone that doesn't like Purple Bleach, pick it up, and surprisingly, I just see the lines. And it's honestly a scary deck to see with the amount of life stacking that you can pull off, amount of removal that the deck has. I honestly like all the variants of Purple Bleach. Now, from what I've seen, I still think it is I still don't think it is a scary deck personally, but that's just because a lot of the players that I have gone up against tend to make mistakes playing that deck, tend to screw themselves on energy, so.
Yeah, and Byakuya Squad Zero, Joey, yeah, that's definitely, this is Byakuya's time to shine. Like, we're in a set that now you're going to be able to get excessive cards in the trash. And then now you don't really need to play Ichigo as much. You could just play Senjumaru and be like, all right, it already kills a 25. So if I minus your board down, then it's just one card to Senjumaru to kill anything I just minus with Byakuya. Plus then you use Byakuya to just kill more things. Or you use Byakuya special. You go minus 3k on one, minus 1k on this one. You use Senjumaru, kill the one you minus 1k. You use the Byakuya raid, and it kills the 3k one. So we're going to be in a situation where purple board clear is just good. Like, arguably, how I still rate it, yellow is the best color to play, and purple's right there below it. If purple's trigger was a little bit better, like color trigger, it would be above yellow. But yellow has the best color trigger, and most yellow decks are all just good, strong decks. Especially when you compare with the color trigger, just stunning down a body.
What I'm curious to see is people making Goddess work.
It's not happening. I wish.
I
I
personally think people are
wish.
taking their health too fast with Goddess. I think you just play it rush, right? Play it normal, low to the ground, everything like that, and try and get your opponent low. And as you're taking life, you're getting stronger. And then finally, all the big bodies that you have, you just combo out.
Yeah,
Bada bing, bada boom.
I've played it with the boys, and like I win my early turns, and like I I at first was turboing too much because I was JP minded with like we saw the heal card. Now that I'm like back and be like, hey, we don't have the heal card, we don't have the get out of jail free. Um, I've been doing that more. It's like, hey, take the life when I need it, or take the life if I need to meet a threshold so I can answer something. Round two is not up yet. I am waiting for. Looks like there's probably one table in overtime right now. We need.
Are you sure there are people hopping in the rooms with their cameras on?
Oh, let me refresh. Whoa, don't crucify me. I'm just what I'm seeing right now. Okay,
Wow.
round two is up. It begins in 6 seconds. So my bad. I didn't refresh the page. But yeah, round two begins in a couple seconds. So
Well, we're not gonna do that, Joey. Like JP has an eclectic field of play style. Like I love watching JP players. I love watching their tournaments because it's not all one-minded. You know, there's a lot of different play styles in JP that I think should be respected. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just a thing that you don't have to take a JP meta into your mindset, like into your world. Like I'm all for that. Me, it affects me because I have friends that do play the meta. I also play the meta in online events and doing stuff like that. So and I've been playing it since the game came out. So like I always think about that, but it also teaches you some things because you see players play differently. I would tell you JP players play totally different than American players, and deck building is always totally different. And then you have to look at like when Anto first started, he was less like we'd watch people block on the very first swing, and Anto would be like, "Why the hell did he block?" 5 turns down the road, that one block decided the whole game. Helped that guy win that game because he blocked and didn't take a damage. And Anto's like, all right, maybe there is a reason to block sometimes.
It's changed my whole play style. You know, there's a lot of things that I've implemented over here that I started to see a lot of players do. You know, especially when we talk about Greenside Thomas starving and everything like that. People weren't really starving their opponents. You know, there is some credence to some play style, some things like that. But I do agree with you, Joey. We shouldn't be basing our region off of the JP meta because we do play differently. But it's like a good guideline. If we are interested in seeing some blue JJK go up against some SAO decks, table 2 we do have a Sukuna matchup, or Anonymity against a blue switch deck. Table 1 we are seeing a green Lancelot versus a Sukuna matchup.
Good. We'll pop over to table 2. Let me get this all set up for everybody.
You know why Tales of Arise isn't in EN yet? Because JP gets all the cool stuff, bro. They're not going to give us our 5K double blockers. It's not going to happen.
No, you got to tell them the real reason, Anto. Tell them the real reason. We don't get cute stuff over here.
We don't. And I'm going to tell you right now, the minute we get a cute deck over here, me and my little cat ears are going to be on that. We're going to be on that.
Nah. I told Anto no cute decks. It's just not allowed. This person's name is
playing purple block for swing, otherwise one life color trigger feels bad, man. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Playing purple, yeah. If you're purple trigger, if you hit it and you're like, man, nothing in my trash, then yes, it is terrible.
Oh right.
I know it's not the strongest, it's just annoying. But yeah. Like it is fun. It is good decks, and like I'm not saying like let JP factor our meta. I'm just saying there's always stuff to learn from watching other people play at the end of the day. Like, never knock another country because, like, just because they don't play the same meta. Like, it's still the same card game at the end of the day, and you can always learn something.
Ooh, quite interesting. So I'm assuming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did they play the 3-1 Kirito in the back and not, or is that the starter deck Kirito? Or does it just look different to me? Oh,
Oh,
it
dumbass.
looks like the 3-1 Kirito. I was gonna say we
No,
play it and
it's
not push anything up.
no. That's just the zero cost Kirito.
Yeah, that's the starter deck zero cost. Okay, I was like,
It
ah.
was like I was looking at it too. I was like, I'm pretty sure the one where he's just staring his face down is the same one.
Oh,
But
see,
there
so
it is.
okay,
See, he got
why
me.
not? You guys are gonna get me riled up. Why not play the Yui in the front, then play the Kirito in the back? That way you don't miss out on your double energy. Again, chat, it is these minor things that might come back to bite you in the long run. It might come back to bite you in the long run because now next turn he's only producing 3 energy. He's not going to have any defensive raid. You know, we might see some.
But keep in mind with blue SAO, they top out at 4 energy.
Yes, yes, but that's what I'm saying. Why not already have your 4? Why not already top out? Right? You could have Yui as a chum blocker in the front, and still be able to push up that Asuna to get that swing in. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe he wants another big body just in case a body does get removed here. He still has another big body to chump block the little bodies. Because if you play the Yui can't block a 2K or a 3K. One of these bodies can block this 2K here. So if he does go UG bounce one, you're still able to block this,
True.
Remember, we just talked about this. Sometimes you got to know when to be able to block and take a life. And you don't want to just give the Yui up for no reason. So we could see how it goes.
I'm about to let
Yui is good on the front line because she could, if she's playing a body, but the Yui added a card to your hand.
Yeah.
Imagine only being able to attack with 2 characters each turn. Yeah, that could happen. But see, and then look, there's the bounce UG, so we lost a body, and now we still have a 3K, so we can still block this Eno, so we're still blocking 1 damage.
I'm curious to see if people are still going to run this color trigger UG.
No. When this card is done. All right, look, and then we see the other. It didn't matter what we played. Doesn't matter.
And now he can play that Yui next turn. But seeing 3 swings here,
it's okay. We got a special. Come on.
No, but we will see the raid.
No, a final.
Oh no.
We got it right here. Boom. No. And
active. Oh, that hurts. And again, the tempo check, right? Having a good understanding of your tempo. Sukuna is still having
he did bounce that 1 Kirito, so we can bounce the Kirito, shove a body up, and keep playing the game. So we can kind of make bodies, but there's a 4K, a 3K, and a 2K, so we're gonna need some decent numbers here.
But I'm not gonna lie, Sukuna has a healthy hand. Energy setup, energy looks good. Blockers look good. Chump blocker look good. Look at Hat Guy up there, looking pretty.
So Joey, sometimes I would agree with you when players go, "Yep, that's game," but we've had some games, especially with my team. That's not a raid.
That's not
a raid.
That's not a raid.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I was like, hello?
Got a little excited there.
I was like, that's not a raid, buddy. That's the raid. That's the raid. There we go. That's the raid. What I was going to say, Joey, is a lot of people, like, before me and my team started doing heavy playtesting, if I got in this situation and it's a deck that I know still has impact and I haven't seen it yet, I'd probably count this game. But it could. These next 3 lives could be specials. And this guy could not draw any more raids. Like, the world could align in a way that JJK could no longer win this game. It could happen. Not saying it is, but I'm never knocking it anymore because I've had too many games been playtested with the team lately where I'm like, oh, there's no way I lose this. And then the world heard me say that and goes, okay.
I just feel like the Kirito player is making a lot of like sequence errors. It just hurts watching right now. Respectfully. Because like my question is, what is the gravity okay.
All right, so it's 1 less special now. And then we have an impact, draw a card. Draw a card, buddy.
Why not push the Yui when you care about the name? You know what I'm saying?
Because we have the names in the back.
But you're only realistically gonna want to raid onto one of the names. Yui could be just a chump block, you know.
Nah, we gotta protect the child, bro. That's the child. Come on. Everybody discussing on like where Sakuna is. I will tell you right now, it is still in my top 5 decks. It is still a deck that can do everything it needs to do and put pressure. It can adapt to each playstyle that a player needs in a game.
Yeah, and with the set 2 cards.
Oh, I'm not saying Yui shouldn't be in the front line. I am with Anto on this. I'm just saying.
He's playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I'm playing devil's advocate for the player. Someone has to root for the player here. We gotta. You can ask Anto. I play a deck that has Yui in it. That thing is up there to die every time.
Now with set 2 JJK coming out, it's only gonna, just like Gwen. Oh, he knows his lines. Oh my gosh.
He said.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
He goes, I have it all.
That is the confidence right there that you want to see. And he knows not to overextend. If he has the Sakuna in hand, which honestly I feel like he does, he knows not to blow his whole load right here. You know, just continue chipping in the damage.
In other words, he knows not to extend to a point that he cannot close out games anymore.
Yeah.
We don't want to be blowing loads on stream.
Well, I don't know what you're thinking, bro. I don't know what you're.
He just doesn't want to dump his hand out, you know. We don't need no under the table support, you know. Like,
yo, did he have an active trigger on the that helped?
It was a color trigger.
Well, how did the?
I think it was active, and then
okay, I was gonna say because he got the block
color.
Yeah. Okay.
We're yapping too much, and hey, I respect the Mundo playmat though. You gotta push, you know.
Dr.
Corporate Mundo, bro. That's the way.
Now,
why give him back the 3/2 Yuji? Because the other Yuji is a 4K
blocker
on the opponent's turn, and it's a double energy, and the Eno is just irrelevant, and it leaves 2 bigger bodies on the board, so you just force them to play a 2 AP card again. But at the end of the day, like most people said, I gotta play devil's advocate here. The writing's pretty much on the wall, but we can see what he's cooking to try and come back into this. So he's gonna have impact, draw, double attack. So there's at least 3 swings coming in here, which would make it 3-2 life. No, it'd make it even. It'd be 2-2 life. Haha. We would tie up.
Thankfully,
the game.
There was no trigger punishing there because I was going to say I personally would have swung with the double attack first.
So swing. This untaps now.
Untap.
He'll get there.
Yeah.
He'll get there. Please.
I think he's just waiting for his opponent to decide whether to block or not.
Oh, now he's going to draw. All right.
Yep.
See, that's another thing, players. The second you declare attack, it untaps. It doesn't. It's not that at the end of the attack. So that was just that player like waiting for the attack. But look at that. In one swift motion, it is 3-2.
And if this player has been sitting on the Sakunas, it is going to get quite scary. You see him placing out the cards, placing out his lines right there, deciding the order of events. I don't think we've seen.
If he has the raid UD, yeah, that is the line. You play the bouncer, you push up, you play the bouncer, bounce the little Kirito, play raid UG, bounce the Asuna because you don't want to give the double attack back. Plus, he has no other Asuna names in hand or on board, so then he's left with 1 body, and you have 4 swings. He has 2 life. You should win if he has it.
I don't think he's showed us an extender here from the blue side of things.
No, he showed us one like 2 turns ago.
Okay,
so we've seen one final. But really, we pushed up the double energy UG. So, like I said, boys, we could just be out of gas. He could just be like, bounce the Kirito, and then you're like, okay. But, well, no, we just have another double energy UG. So is it Sakuna time? Just double Sakuna? Play one on one of the front UGs, play one on the back UG? Nope, it's UG time.
Okay.
So why did we not play the bounce UG into this UG? I don't know. Maybe he wanted to
I
keep
think there's
getting
a
to do more.
Sakuna. Yeah,
Oh,
Sakuna
okay.
coming up from the back.
I guess. But this still lets our opponent have a way out.
Yeah, I was gonna say
The other way would have been 3 swings to 1 blocker, so they have to hit a life to get out of it.
and now he's also kind of
Yeah,
messed
so
himself up on
this
Anarchy.
is just a line game here. And then there's a raid. We don't have any asanas. It goes to hand. And then you just eat his board here. Well, you don't. The Kirito
No,
lives.
you don't.
That's why I don't like this line. Yeah, because something gets to live here. And then,
And then you
3,
block.
you block 4. Which,
This
thankfully,
gives
there's
him an
nothing
out.
scary. But, like, Kirito can't gain impact. So he's fine. The impacts are always asanas. The fact there's no asanas on board means he's good. But if he
But
has,
there
like,
is a way that he can show him 5 swings here, right? That he has 3 life.
you need an asana to get double attack, and you need another double attacker. He has 3 life. So what you need like
An extender
magic
at least.
fairy tale Christmas land. You need another double energy that shoves up the Kirito, and then you need a double special kill 2 bodies into an asana into a double
Did he
attacker.
AP
So you need 2 AP extenders and 2 specials, and
It's
you
cooked,
need the
chat.
world to align for you.
It's cooked, chat. The AP draw into the Kirito
Yeah.
one drop doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it is find a way to deal with Sakuna or just die to Sakuna. But yeah, definitely the line for the JJK player was to play the 3-2 Yuji that got bounced, to bounce the little Kirito, and then just raid the Yuji and bounce the Asuna, because like we said, there's no Asuna names on board.
Pitching the raid Asuna.
And then it'd be 3 swings to 1 body. I got
Extend?
words for the Sakuna player, Moonrose. Moonrose, I guess you gotta make a Sakuna masterclass, you know? Gotta teach these
Extend.
players.
We're gonna Elizabeth come out. Yeah, are you realizing after disting the
Oh, we have the special. Goodbye, Sakuna.
okay.
AP extend, show me special into another body. Special.
Oh,
Get ready.
okay.
He said, well, you still died to 3 bodies here, but swing. What's there to master? Don't bounce the dumb target, always finger your UG Kappa. Players need sequencing.
There's sequencing.
Like, you can, like, you may think, like, players don't need help on a deck, but there's always stuff where players that, like, just don't see things that you see, right? Not everybody looks at a deck the same way you do, and not everybody can play a deck the same way other people do. Draw3, we've done it with, like, all of us have played similar decks. You look at me and Anto, for example, we both play Esper Sisters, but we both play it totally differently. It's just, it all depends. Look at that dog. Dog just chilling. Big chilling.
What the dog doing?
And we're dead.
Yep.
I'm just joking around to clarify, giving y'all something to happen. No, you're good, Joey. You're good. It's also just good content to bring out to people. Like, if it's something people want in the future, like, especially after, like, we can show you guys that Draw3, like, we actually can put up the results. Like, if people want to sit down with some of us and do some one-on-one and talk about, like, decks that personally we played or stuff like that, we are always down to help players. Like, we do it with who's the person we helped, like Poplio and Moose. Like, Moose just came to the Discord.
Shout out Moose.
Yeah, he stayed up with us till like 2-3 in the morning sometimes, and like we've walked him through lines and how he needs to do stuff in a different way, and how, like, if he would have sequenced things better, he would have had way better lines. And it's just things that players don't see, even though, like, they're the one playing the deck. Like, we, like, I can't speak for everybody, but for Draw3 in particular, like, we have multiple nights where we're up till 3-4 a.m. playing games. Like, this is what we do. We sit here, we play games, we're like, hey, this is what we think is strong, and then we play it out. Thinking Sakuna is tier 2 is kind of, like, I can see it. Like, if in your experience, like, If that's like what you think is how it is, then I'm totally all for it. But from like our point of view and our play testing, it is still a deck that competes with all the top decks. That's why it's still in my top 5 to be a deck at Gen Con that can win.
And again, piggybacking off of that, like we have stated, there are people that play differently. One person I love to quote is Typical Red. Shout out Typical Red. You know, he is eager to see how play styles evolve, because a lot of people are comfortable in a specific play style. And when we do go to these big regional events, you find the random person from Timbuktu in Kansas or Missouri, somewhere in the Midwest. No disrespect to my Midwest West people.
No, we got random people from California,
But people that aren't in these big regions, or that we don't really see heavy online, pop up to one of these events with the random Mayuri deck, and it's just showing you random lines that you're just like, I didn't know Mayuri could swarm like this and have this much pressure. So it's always exciting to see new players come in and see what kind of lines that they bring to the game and how we can help them evolve over time.
Mayuri does have some potential. We've had someone testing it in our group. In my opinion, it's Bambi's, but a little slower. And the real reason why I don't like Mayuri, special doesn't kill things. That's just my thing. Special plays body. Yeah. And when you're playing a deck that, like when we're playing against removal based decks, when you're basing everything off of the top 5 decks, if you can't fight removal decks, or you can't keep up with their removal, which you don't have as much removal, then you're gonna falter. And if you're playing against something that doesn't have a lot of removal, go for it. Just put the pedal to the metal, keep going. I know Draw3 will be releasing our groups kind of tier list, and each of us have our 1-ofs and 2-ofs that we may place differently. We'll have our variations, but I think as a team as a whole, we kind of have a good grasp of what we think is the top 5 decks. We have some decks that each of us think is maybe a little overhyped than others, and some of us have decks that we think are dark horses that we think nobody's really looking at or playing to its full potential. And it's definitely, we're showing each other our different lines of thought and our different perspectives, and it's really hopefully it's shown some of the players that knock things off. I'm playing a deck that nobody plays, and one of my teammates, Karner, can say it the best. I am playing war crimes. It's just, I'm playing decks. I play decks that force you to play to my tempo, because if you can't play around my deck, you lost the game already. And when we go into a best of 1 format right now, which, yes, we know the finals is best of 3, but if all my matches up to that finals is best of 1, I'll take first or second. I'll play for first or second. But the first 7-8 rounds of me playing people, and it's hey, you're playing at my speed today, and then it's whatever. If I can control the game state, then that's where I like to be. That's where I feel comfortable the most. And when I get to say, hey, look, and I've played against Purple Bleach and I've played against Purple Code last night a lot against we do team training, and my teammate 2 turns in a row killed all 4 bodies of my front line, and the next turn I said, here's 4 4Ks again, and swing at you, give me your board. And then he goes, all right, kill 3 of them. And I said, all right, I'm going to put 3 more back up here. Let's keep doing this and see who runs out first. Me filling up the board, or you running out of board clears. And I'll tell you right now, they run out of board clears first. And I am not playing Shikigami, Joey.
Yeah. He's not playing
Good guess. But nah, I wish Mega Me was good.
No, that deck is... Woo!
That's a deck where if it sees it, you're gone.
Yeah, no, not Shikigami. Oh my gosh.
But definitely there's decks and everything with stuff that it is, if you don't have experience with it and you play against somebody that has experienced it and has played it with all the meta decks, which is what we're trying to do with Draw3. Our goal is at the end of Gen Con, you can look at the top 16 of people getting invites, and at least half of Draw3 is getting invites. We want to show you guys that what we're doing with our team and our community to make all of us better players is working. I want the top 16 people at Gen Con to all be members of the Draw3 server. I want them to all be people that come in here and grind the rank ladder, come in here and play games, come in here, play in these events. Like, I want them to be players that are in here putting in the time playing the game that other people just don't think they need to put that time in.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. Beautiful thing.
Never played a tier 1 deck other than Metal Bat.
Bro, Joey like our boy Noir, bro.
Yeah. So I will say, I don't think any of us are going to put Metal Bat in tier 1, Joey. Like, from your experience, you could always sway us. You could show up to Gen Con, win the whole thing with Metal Bat. You would sway us instantly. But in our opinion, it is any deck that requires on the number 6 or more is a rough deck when you play against decks that can clear boards. 6 or more is a rough number.
You know what I'll give you? I will put Metal Bat in the pilot dependent deck, just like I did Mahito.
Yeah, and that's why he said shout out to Noir. Noir, you need someone to play Mahito, you go to that man. That man will show you how to play that deck like it is. Like, he made the cards. Like, he'd be like, yeah, I made it do this, and it does this. And he'd be like, why didn't you just make it better?
Like, how long did you sit there to think of these lines? He's already labbing set 2 and showed us one of the lines, and I was like, I don't understand, one, how you even thought of this, but, like you're the only person I've seen play this deck.
I'm just really pointing out the Metal Bat, Joey. Like, the Metal Bat, like, I think your main raid needing that to have its recursion is what hurts it, because the little bodies, I'll just kill them, and then the Silver Fang, I don't care if I have to discard card. Most decks that do board removal, you'll just discard the one card, kill that card, and then you can clear the rest of the board and be like, all right, it dies. I think, like, I could see it, like the board storm, we had a player playing it for a while, and then Anto also tried it out. It was a deck that I could see. It's a deck that probably I need to try because, like I said, I'm very aggro mindseted and I can force the guys to play at my tempo. So it's something that I could probably try and be like, hey, you guys are either going to die to a Metal Bat or I'm going to beat you to death with Child Emperor. I'm going to beat you with a kid.
Maybe
it's just, you need a lot of ways to close out. Like, in my opinion, if you're playing an aggro deck, you need multiple ways to close out a game. And besides Metal Bats, I was just saying cards that were in the hero deck. I haven't seen your list. I just said Child Emperor because I knew it was the first card that said Child in it. And the Silver Fang is because the Silver Fang is a protection card. I threw two out there. 21 4K attackers. How do you win? It's saying your 4K attackers can't block me.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I dropped that new Ichigo, give it the little Zanpakuto, right? And just be like, all right, bro, I'm swinging tight.
Here's a double attacker that can't be blocked by 4Ks. But 4K Swarm is a good strategy. I will never doubt it. It is definitely, we've built multiple decks that are just a whole bunch of 4Ks, and you just go 4K. Like, I've played a game the other day where I just played 2 raw 4Ks out, and forcing your opponent to special 2 raw 4Ks over, like, the raids or the important cards in your deck matters so much. I'm never knocking it. I'm just saying, if your deck is reliant on 4Ks, what happens if you have no energy to get to 4? What if you have no more double energies? What if you don't see a double energy? Then that means you have to play 4 cards in your energy line to start playing your 4 drops. And I know it may be consistent and you may be playing 12 plus double energies. But if you're playing 12 plus double energies, and like I said, if those double energies are no longer in your energy slot, because there are going to be decks that are going to be played that can mess with energy lines, there are going to be decks that can remove things and anywhere on the board. You have to also not have your whole energy line filled, because when you're thinking of future sets, like, they're going to give us, man, I just put a 3-1 dodge on my front line and move on. Hey, if you got Watchdog, that you gotta have it. You got 4 copies of it. If that's one of your double energies and one of your 4Ks, and you put it up front, you got it, buddy. You got it. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's not a great deck. I'm just saying it's not something that me personally, and I think all of D3. I don't want to speak for all of us because I don't know all their lists, but I think majority of us are not putting Metal Bat in tier 1. You could be wrong. It's something we may have to lab it out because we are testing a lot until Gen Con because it's the first regional. It may be something we have to look at and see if it's something we're just blind and just ignorance to, and it could be something that is just cooking us. But there is a lot of stuff coming out and in the future that if you're just not prepared for it, that's why we tell players, like, if you're serious about this, you should really be looking into everything. You don't want to get caught off guard by some off meta deck, and even if like all you do is you sit there and read the cards. Yeah,
that random bomber or slots. Hey, I'm telling you right now, if you you need to make sure you find a good slots or bomber player and practice against that person, because just like Orlando, there's that 1 or 2 random bomber people who are running amok throughout the meta, and people are like, "What?"
Oh yeah, Joey, I knew you took 6, and I knew I've seen your list. Trust me, like. And I've seen the Rumble Ramas and stuff like that. I've looked at it, and it's like I'm not knocking it, and trust me, I'm not fretting at 6th place in one of our events. I think we have a lot of good players in our events, and I think as we have more events, the players and the skill level will only go up, and it will really try people to really push the limits of the deck they're on. Unless people are just playing like fun decks in these events sometimes, because I know some people are just like, I don't want to try really hard today. I just want to play something that I enjoy, especially if they're playing multiple rounds. And, like, that's a big thing. When you're going to Gen Con or going to these big events, you want to play something that, even if you have to play it 10 rounds, you're not going to hate it starting round 3, round 4. You're tired of looking at your deck like, yep. Unless you being tired of it is you just seeing the nuts and winning every game, then I don't know what to tell you. You better suck it up and take your free X0 ride to victory.
Now, what is a undefeated table that we could look at? We do have round 3 coming up. Interested in seeing.
We don't hate Volume 2, Joey. It was just SAO had such a small time period, and we have an excess of SAO cases. We just wanted to give more out to the community if players weren't able to get a lot. So it was this next month, and next month will be Bleach 2 and this. And stuff like that, but yeah, it's just we don't hate it. It's just we gotta look at it. Yeah, we got about 3 minutes where we got players setting up. No, we got about a minute. I don't know why I said 3 minutes. That was when I first looked at it. We got about a minute for this next round. We have a couple people. Do we have anybody we know? Is he undefeated right now? Let me see. No, he is not.
A Spy Family playmat. That mat kind of go hard. Ooh.
He had to go undefeated. He's not down here unless I'm blind. Nope. He has to be X1. Yeah, he's X1. He won his last one. Okay. Let's see. We watched them.
He's not undefeated. That's a loss.
Who is this? There's a Magic playmat and a Toshi playmat. Is this our one? This might be our one green Bleach player, so we might have to look at him. At table 4.
Oh, yes, I did want to see this player.
Oh, you guys are seeing my background. 1 second.
I was gonna say, they do want to watch the ones topping currently as well.
Yeah. We'll stay at the undefeated tables because we want to do that, and then hopefully if we have the best of 3, if players are okay with it, that would be nice. All right, so we have G on the left.
Is that a PCP pipe outlining?
Yeah, it's to hold his camera. I've seen this play.
My.
Yeah, he has a PCP little setup, and it holds his camera that's pointing down.
Oh my gosh, that's so fire, bro. Magic players are a different breed.
He said, I got this. Don't you
Magic
worry.
players are a different breed, I tell you what, bro. Oh, man. We are going to see the 0-drop nullify impactor in the back on the Toshi side. And
Let's
what
turn
are we
stream real
seeing?
quick.
We are seeing another Sukuna matchup. And the finger ditched right away.
I will tell you right now, this is our only green bleach player today. So this
Now,
is
question. Would you have wanted to ditch something else instead of the finger to get the draw off the finger?
depends on
Or,
what's in our hand.
because I feel like the extra draw early game could do you.
Oh yeah, extra draw is always nice. Like,
right?
but like I said, it depends on like what's in our hand. If our hand is great and we don't want to discard anything, it's
Then just getting that finger out right away.
yeah. You're just like okay, or maybe we have an extra finger and we're just like gotta. Just gonna switch this. Just gonna.
Okay, we're gonna extend. I'm assuming we're going to see another. Okay, Maki. Look at top 2. Deciding on what to grab. You could tell that this person is very familiar with their deck. Their lines all seem very thoughtful. They know the curves. They know what they're needing. We see a Yuji being discarded. And then what body we put in the front? Another Maki Zenin. Okay, a lot of filtering. I can understand the not. Oh no, that's the 4-2. I always get confused with the 4-2 and the removal. Every time I see it, okay. Is that the Shinji? What is that? What was that in the back?
That's the bus man that Ming like.
Oh,
bus grandpa.
does he have a trigger? I forget. No, right?
No, he does not.
But you discard a card to go up what 3?
Yeah, he generates 3 energy. And bus man. I hate that Ming plays that guy.
Discard the Gen 3, bro. Yeah, no, seeing my opponent discard 2 Yujis, that's pretty terrifying to me. We're probably going to see something go back to hand right here.
Yeah, because these Kapachis are kind of a menace. 5Ks, just...
Deciding...
This is version 1 Bleach, so there's no crazy raids coming down. There's nothing crazy, so thankfully... Oh, it is just,
another Yuji.
We have all the energy in the world. Man, if we had 7 drops Sukuna right now, it's coming down, but we have 5 drops.
5 drops Sukuna. Okay, so freezing one of them. This player had a beautiful.
He's not even looking for fingers. He's not even doing the search. I think it's a mandatory.
He just.
But
it is mandatory, isn't it?
I'm double checking before. Hopefully they end turns. No. Why is it? I'm pretty sure it's mandatory. I don't think it says up to.
Okay.
Hey, Gilded. The Sukuna is a mandatory. Yeah, it's a mandatory search. You have to look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Yep.
What a beautiful start, though. What a beautiful start, though. What was that? 3 life that the Toshi player took. We do have the Unohana raid in there. So we could potentially see a Unohana raid this turn, maybe finding another Kenpachi or the Toshiro to get the Toshi set up early. We're seeing the 2-1 get pushed up. We're seeing the Toshi in the back. Maybe we just go ahead and raid the Toshi now instead of searching.
No, it looks like we're discarding. We're activating the bus
Yeah.
man. Discard the other bus man. We don't need this guy.
Raid the Unohana in the front.
So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 6.
Oh, okay.
He said we're gonna raid in the back.
Raid in the back.
Bang. Now look at the top 4.
Sukuna said, "I am the Toshi now."
And that's the 4-2 Kenpachi. That's crazy. It can't be played in the energy line, which kind of sucks because we raided up the Unohana.
Yeah.
We would have just played it over the one in the front line. We could have it.
I mean, he only has 1 energy available.
It reduces the AP cost by 1, remember? the Unohana,
Oh,
because that is a 4-drop. So that Kenpachi is now a 4/1 this turn.
that is true. That is
But he
true.
can't
I need
play
to
it in the
rethink
energy line.
putting the
Please don't put it
Unohana in
in
my
the.
deck.
Okay. We're going up, AP.
Play a body, play a removal, then Toshi. Oh, oh,
Up, up,
yeah.
up, up.
I,
Something's going. Yeah, and then
yeah.
now we can kill a 4K because we have 6. So goodbye, Sukuna. Time to die.
Pop the Sakuna. And then do we see another removal come out or just a body in the back? Probably just a body in the back.
Oof. Bro, we're
Oh,
gonna
don't
raid a Toshi too? Oh
don't push
my
the Toshi
god.
though.
This man. Yeah,
Yeah,
leave it in the
okay.
bag. Yeah, there we
Leave
go.
it in the back. Freeze one of the Maki Zenins. They can
Nah, you freeze the Nobara. You wanna make the bigger bodies block because those could become a 3K.
Oh, and then wait. No,
Yeah, he does
has
have
the,
6 others. Yeah, he has 6 others.
he does have the energy.
See, I can count today. Yesterday, you would have asked me how many cards were on a board. I'd be like, you don't have 6 others. Oh, huge raid. No.
But you don't want to
No.
bounce the Unohana back,
You don't,
honestly.
you don't want to bounce the Unohana. The Kapachis is like the best thing to bounce, but not the pop one. He bounced the fucking 5K ones. But he can't bounce the one that's swarm. No, he can't bounce any of the. Because there's both are just. I'm not sure if they're win attacking or on turn. I think they're win attacking, so he can bounce one.
And then give us one of the Makis. Yep.
Those are on turn? Yeah, wait. Hey, G, don't those Kenpachi say your turn, they're plus 1,000? Yeah, so his Yuji would not be able to bounce that Kenpachi. It bounces a 4 KLS. So your legal targets would be the 4/2 Kenpachi and the Unohana raid. So you need to choose a legal target.
Oh no. this got scary.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's your turn. You can't, so I was like,
yeah.
like, these are staying. So either you're giving me back a search or you're giving me a pop. Which one? Oh, I guess he's just not going to rate it. He's like, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
I'll just wait for
Yeah.
my turn.
Yeah.
I think the reason why Kenpachi is so good is because he can't be BP reduced. And in the purple matchups, that's the key factor.
That is a beautiful and scary board at the same time. This honestly makes me want to rethink putting in the Unohanas, bro. I just don't like having to go up to 6 energy, but with Bus Guy, it makes it so much easier, right? So
So, like, when I was labbing it with T-Mac, I was just like, bro, we're just all on Unohana Kenpachi. Like, we just play and, like, you splash Toshi if you really feel like it, but it's really just, you're just trying to play every Kenpachi you can and just get rid of everything. Do I try Bus Guy over the 3/1 with double damage? I think instead of playing double damage, you just play the double attack one. So that gives you 5 swings instead of 4 on a turn.
yeah, I'm testing that one too. The only reason why I don't like it is because it's a 4-drop.
I've lost to that card too many times. He's like, oh, I got this double. Like, I cleared somebody's board, and I was like, oh, you need 3 attacks. And they had 2 bodies in the back, and they pushed that up, and that thing had double attack. And I was like, oh, I just lose to a double attacker.
Oh
hey, look,
my god.
another Unohana. Here we go.
No.
You want to see this Kenpachi cost 1 again? It's going to happen.
Oh no.
You really want me to cut all my triggers? Whoa, hey, that's all on you. Hey, you don't have to
That's
listen to
your
us,
choice.
Joey. Oh, we're just saying what we see being played.
I remember when I first saw Bus Guy, you know.
Ming showed me Bus Guy, and I kept knocking him down. I'd be like, oh, you have 2 energy? I'm fine. He'd be like, discard him at 4. I'm like, oh. And then he'd be like, play a double energy. I'm at 6. I'm like, oh, just jump off a bridge. You got it.
Can we talk about the discipline, keeping that 4K body in the back? So even though like 2 of your bodies got removed, you're able to still cycle up another 4K swing to continue that pressure. Kind of sad that the Sukuna has such a like control
And then watch.
tempo
Like, so we're
play
about to
deck.
discard. We'll be at 5 energy, and then we can just play the 2-cost Kipachi. Well, we're at 3. So yeah, you need to discard. And then we can play that Kipachi, and we have 6 others, so we kill the Yuji. Oh, goodbye, Unohana.
Discard the Unohana.
He's like, the other card's probably gat. No, you got tap 2. Tap 2. Show me you're playing the Kipachi. Oh, we have Kipachi and a special in hand. Either way. Tap 1. Yeah, the Kipachi that he bounced. Yeah, so.
Oh my gosh,
We
5.
just have it all. Oh, that's
Shrine.
a shrine. But where we're going, we don't really have Sukunas right now. Another 4K.
The Sukuna's in life. We're bound to see it.
Draw a card.
It's always the last swing right here.
And we're gonna block. You don't even get to see it, Anzo.
Block.
Get got.
Oh.
You'll never
This
know
is
now.
looking very beautiful from the side of Toshi.
And people
very
say
beautiful.
this deck needed volume 2. Look at it. It's bullying the best deck in just volume 1. Not the best deck, but one of the best decks. But this guy also discarded like bounce UGs early and some crazy things, so
Yeah.
it could just be a sequence of hands and like how he played cards out because we just don't know all the information. Finger. Tap this UG. Draw a card. Restand my EP.
Probably another.
I'll tell you right now, if you catch me on Sukuna and I'm at 1 life and I don't have a way to win the game, guys, I will play Finger, take my last life.
I've seen the Sukuna come here.
No,
No, another
it
bounce.
is just another Yuji. It is just
Oh.
all right. Bounce this Kipachi back. Let's just. I don't know why we're looking at Fingers as target of Sukuna. So please don't tap the shrine. If you tap the shrine, I'm gonna have to unmute again. Okay, he didn't.
And he's It's a 3K body, right?
Yeah, it's a 3K. I don't know why. I think he read it and he thinks it's both turns. Or maybe the guy just wants to take the damage. Who knows? But
Huh.
I think he may have told his opponent it was a 4K.
Huh.
That is something we'll have to ask afterwards. Cause
Yes. Yeah.
maybe he just wanted the life because he had no cards in hand. But I feel like we just block. We just take the 1 for the 1
Yeah.
4K. Instead of losing a body and taking 1.
Yeah. See, being able to just discard for Bus Guy.
Sure, it eats your hand up, but we always have the energy we need.
Toshi raid?
No, it's just send up the energy line. We're just going 4
Yeah.
chip and 1.
Man, you didn't need to take that.
Yeah, losing the extra 4K hurts because we would have had 3 4Ks here, and he would have either lost 3 life or 8 things. Look, another shrine. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Dude, with Sinji raid, Bus Guy gets nutty.
Sinji raid, Bus Guy gets
Bus Guy's the best, bro. Bus Guy's the best. You can at D3 Ming for Bus Guy. Toshi has not played a final yet.
He has not.
No. Yeah, he did. He did
yeah,
the last turn. He did 1.
Yeah.
He just played 1. But I also think
we're seeing Sukuna here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask players and then just be like, hey, please read accurate information because I think they treated that UG as a 4K and he didn't read opponent's turn. I think he just read turn, gets plus 1,000.
Well, he might not have the Sukuna. Okay.
Hey, that's all we can pray for.
Oh,
Hey.
but he.
Well, we have all the fingers, so it's dangerous if we find it.
Oh, he is producing 3 energy, another UG into the Sukuna.
And that's another
Are
shrine.
you playing
You
the
need
shrine?
4 energy, buddy.
I think he has the Sukuna in hand. I think I see.
Yeah, but it costs 4, so he needs to play another thing. He's trying to play double shrine. Oh, that's a Maki.
Maki Zenin. Maybe he doesn't have it? Question mark.
I
I
don't
got,
know.
got
Goodbye,
quite,
Buggy.
quite confused.
We're playing Limbo right now.
Final.
Okay. And
He
now
has
we're
to.
gonna play Second Shrine.
Second shrine, and then show us
And a
Sukuna.
Sukuna. Are
Yeah,
we at 4 fingers or 3?
he is at 4.
If he's at 4, yeah, you go snipe, impact 3. Goodbye. Because it gives impact +1, correct?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it gives impact +1. Yeah, so you just tap shrine, snipe, impact 3, goodbye, you're dead. So even if he didn't take the life from Yuzi, he would take 3 life here and just die.
Yeah.
But I still want to ask about that UG question because that is something that is representing improper game state, and your opponent was given not correct information. Yeah, I'm gonna kill Unohana. Actually, the smart thing is we just killed the Toshi. Oh, that has impact negate. Oh no, step.
Is that step or impact negate?
I think he just gave it damage and didn't snipe with it. And I think it's impact negate. And the guy just goes block.
Oh.
So another sequencing mistake where we just had snipe. We could have just killed Toshi and took all of his life.
Well, then that extra life changes this game.
Yeah, well, now the extra life matters. Color trigger.
Color trigger.
Can't play it because the 4-1 Kipachi.
Oh, man.
And then he's like, I can block out the other 2 swings.
Wait, does he not know what the
And I said, nope, this may be Gilded's first
Maybe
time on Sukuna. Who knows?
Maybe he sniped the body.
We might do a player interview after this. I might have to ask some questions here.
Now the question is there a way for you to close out here? If you have the Toshi raid to lock down the Sukuna, that would be ideal.
Yeah, you guys won't be able to hear the players because I have my desktop audio muted, but I will talk with them and ask them some questions. You'll hear what happened. He tapped double shrine on Sukuna and swung into an impact negate.
If you can show me a removal and a Toshi raid here, oh my gosh, my life is yours.
Well, you have to push Unohana up, and then you have to discard for bus guy, Toshi raid, and removal. Yeah, discard bus guy. All right, so we're at 4 energy.
Okay.
Show me removal Toshi. Removal Toshi.
Okay, removal Toshi.
Removal Toshi, and we won this game, and then I'm gonna make you.
No.
Oh wait, we knew there was a Kapachi in hand, so I don't know why. Oh, we had the removal.
Well, okay, we take those. we take those.
Here's this 4K. Die.
Don't.
But now this one life really matters.
Don't give him another Sukuna. Don't give him another Sukuna. Don't.
No, that's worse. That's worse.
Oh no.
Oh, he tries. He tries every time. And that is the game we play called Union Arena.
Oh.
Yep, and now it's just push 1. I have 4 swings. You're 3 bodies. Please die.
He has the other Sukuna in hand.
And he forgot to draw 2 trash ones, so I have to let him know.
I don't think he draw 2 trash one on the other one either.
Hey, just you are playing fast gilded, but you have to draw 2 trash one off that Sukuna first before you can do other actions. Yep, you gotta. You're fine. Yeah, we know. We got some stuff to talk about once the game's in. We got some questions. The player has confirmed he is new to the deck.
Oh, okay.
He has confirmed he is new to the deck.
Wow, he played this deck pretty well for a first time.
And it's not.
Cannot lie.
Okay, I'll unmute. You're gonna hear me talk to them real quick, chat. All right, good game, guys. Hey, Gilda, can you hear me? That 3-1 UG. Did you tell G that was a 4K? The one that's underneath the Sukuna that died last turn. Or that UG. particularly, because it's only a 4K on your. Yeah, well, he took a damage when he could have just blocked it with a 4K. And then he blocked your next 4K with one of his 4Ks. So, and you like looked at trash, you read the card, so we were seeing if you might have actually just read it as turn. It has plus 1,000 if you have a finger. So just keep in mind that Yuji's only a yeah. And then the following turn, so when you tap Shrine, it gives your Sukuna all those things plus snipe. So you could have sniped into, yes, it gives all the keywords. So he'll have damage to snipe and impact +1, and then when you tap Shrine, it gets another impact. So your Sukuna would have been impact 3, snipe, damage 2. So you could have sniped the Unohana instead of the impact negator, and you would have done the 3 damage. We were just curious if like you had a reason for why you didn't do that and why he was able to block the impact negate, but yeah, no, you're fine. We were just curious because like we're deafened, so we can't hear what you guys are saying in the moment. But yeah, just make sure when you're playing your cards, you sequence your things and resolve everything. Like I get it, we can get ahead of ourselves sometimes. Like the Sukunas you needed to draw, that one Sukuna you needed to search. Like things are mandatory in this game. You can't deny them because if you say you were at 2 cards in your deck and you play that Sukuna, and then G was able to live with like triple final, but now you have no cards in deck, so you can just pass turn and you lose the game. So you have to do mandatory draws and stuff like that. Yep. All right, no problem. Hope you guys had a good time. Appreciate the game. It was on stream. Yep, it looks like he, as a new player, just didn't know the things his deck does, and yeah, that is something that like even us as Draw3 we're still working on. Like we have teammates that may see things that we don't know or do interactions that we can't think of. So make sure when you're playing your stuff that you're reading everything out. And then Shasta, I get it, an unfair advantage, but he may have just been reading fast and then he couldn't confirm nor deny, and G didn't step in and say anything. So it could have just been like, hey, it gains plus 1,000. And just clarify, like, if you ever, and this goes for big events too, and in our server as well, if you ever don't know what your opponent's cards do, ask. And if they refuse to tell you, either ping a judge, ping an admin. I'm up most of the time unless I'm somewhere. I'll come in and I'll tell you exactly what the card does. Don't let someone be scummy and not tell you what a card does. But I don't think he did it intentional there. Like he said, he was newer to the deck, and like I said, we're happy to have all these newer players here. I don't think he was trying to get an unfair advantage. I think he just didn't fully read the card, and we're all card game players. Sometimes we don't read cards. Anto thought Gray let you play something from the trash once and tried to kill me with it, so sometimes we don't read cards. It's fun.
Now, chat, I do have a question. For those that have been claiming Sukuna is a tier 2 deck, to see someone pick up the deck, not know what the cards do, and be able to pilot it that well, right? I'll give him props because he probably is a Magic player, right? Magic players normally have an easier time. But you're telling me that's a tier 2 deck? Really? Really? Okay.
I really wish one of our players was doing better, but it looks like he had a rough game 1. But apparently, hint, hint, everybody, Checkmate's a broken card. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Checkmate is a crazy card.
It is a crazy card.
Cards like that, and cards like Force Block. Like, I wish Noel had a card like Checkmate. Be crazy. Noel, Force Block, play an event. Yeah, play the event to give her impact +1, plus she gains impact. You're just like, oh.
Play the queen, grab it
back, do it again, and just look at him and be like, yeah, you're taking 7 damage this turn. What? Yes. Raid Mimosa, it costs 1 less. Play it for free. Get it back with the queen. Play it again. AP extend. Play 2 more.
Are answering your own reason for why the deck.
I'm telling you right now, One Punch Man, Volume 2. We'll get something crazy for Sisters where I can give it to Tornado instead of having to stack Let's Go's on Blizzard.
There is an interesting game state going on table 7. Blue Switch versus Goddess. There are 3 rated Xenons on board, and an Asuna, both players at 1-1. We see a removal coming out. One action point left. Probably has the raid. Yep. Oh. And it's a double attack too. So I'm showing you 5 swings to your 3 blockers. That, quite literally, ladies and gentlemen, is game. Or, oh wait, because on raid with the Kirito, you can swap. So we're going to swap the Asuna to the front. It gains plus 1,000 and impact for turn. So I'm showing you 5 swings and impact. Okay, that's game. That's game.
Nah, triple final. We got it. Nope, not a final.
I'm assuming this is Ming's no final list because Ming has been on a no final.
Yeah, this is D3 Ming's special. This is his troll deck. He decides to not play finals because he thinks if you're playing a final and it's in your life and it's not your last life, it's practically a no trigger. And if you draw for turn, that means you just have to AP draw anyways to draw a totally different card. So Ming chefing up with one of his no finalists. He topped in our last event with his green Kurapika with no finals, and he's trying to start a wave of no finals players. So please do not join his bandwagon. Let him stay where he's at. Damn right, see, there he is in chat. Please avoid the no finals movement. He is trying to spread it among the masses.
Are you saying Noel does have a checkmate? What's the checkmate?
I'm gonna have to go look at this right now. There's no way Noel has a checkmate.
Noel doesn't have a checkmate.
Bro,
Noel has a protection.
If it does, I'm labbing tonight. It's over. You're done. I'm gragging it.
Oh my gosh. That was our, 4th round or 3rd round?
I think that was round 3.
Round 3, so we're going into potential
if we
final
have
round.
if we have a down, potential final round. I think there is a down pair. I have to double check. I'll check in a second. I gotta look for this Noel impact real quick. I gotta. No, that
Valkyrie armor.
Impact. No, that doesn't give impact. No, that doesn't give impact. Hey,
look for a card called Valkyrie armor.
I've read it. Valkyrie's feather armor. Choose one character. It gets plus 2,500. This character can't be blocked by 25 or less. If the chosen character is Noel, it must be blocked. That's not giving plus impact, Shasta. I need plus impact. I need big Noel. Shasta over here making me go, huh? Why am I not playing this deck then? Valkyrie or no? You're wrong, Shasta. That's just force block. I need checkmate, which gives plus 1 impact. You want a force block? Noelle also gets the force block on her own too. Multiple impact. Yeah. Like Noelle is literally just the Gurren raid. Just need better. 4 undefeated. All right, so we will have a 5th round. Yeah. So Carner, did the players unanimously decide as a whole to do a best of 3 in the finals, or are we just doing best of 1 the whole way? Since you are able to currently hear me, it looks like.
And it looks like rounds might be going out. I see players trickling in, going to their tables.
Let's see who our undefeateds are right now. Ming,
one of our undefeated.
Yeah, Ming, Ian, Cody, Nathaniel.
We have to watch this Ming gameplay.
No, I think we save him for the end because we just caught him at the end there. Nathaniel's playing Cody. Table 4, it looks like. I don't know why I put him at table 4. That's wild. Well, they're not even there yet, so we gotta wait and see. Make sure it's people I haven't seen. It's Anubis and I didn't get a chance to let them know. I'm going to wait and ask the final 2. Okay, no problem.
Oh, Anubis is undefeated.
Yep.
I know he was here earlier labbing his deck. He should be on purple code. He wanted to take a break before the
And for Matt,
tournament.
we'll just have the undefeated table be at whatever table they're at. Don't worry about putting them on the stage because that would just be weird for streaming thing. We just keep them at their table or whatever table they get put on. I appreciate all you guys coming out today. It looks like YouTube is popping and they are contesting Twitch this time. Unlike last time where usually it's our majority is in Twitch and we have like a few stragglers. It looks like YouTube and Twitch are competing today.
Make sure you guys give the YouTube a couple likes just to help with the algorithm, push the channel out there. It is good. It helps us grow and it helps the community grow as well. So thank you for streaming and tapping in with the stream today.
I was like, they're not the ones streaming. What are we talking about? It's like, we're the ones doing the work.
So we have Frogs versus Anubis.
Switch on over.
It's cool seeing these people pop out with their cool setups for our event. You know, it feels really cool. I feel honored.
The bottom camera will fix whenever he joins. There we go. Alright, so we have Anubis, and then how do I spell this other person's name? I'm in streamer mode. I can only see O.
Frog? Anubis?
No, not Anubis, the other one.
It's Oni Frogs.
Oh, I'm just gonna put frogs. That works.
Yeah. just put frogs.
I'll tell you guys right now, if your guys' name is complicated or very long, I am shortening it. I'm saving myself time of typing on this stream. Just letting you know. Almost no way to guard your life. Makes body you want to remove become useless. Yeah, multiple impacts, yes. Mr. Frog. That says, oh, on my screen.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if he's a content creator. Look at his sleeves.
Oh, Frog Glory, I guess.
Yeah.
Shout out to the community. I don't know how much you guys want to support us and back us. We will have D3 dice at Gen Con, so if you are at Gen Con and you do see one of us, come up to us and you can get a D3 dice. Hopefully we get to see a lot of you there, play some games. I know in the Indiana local scene they plan on doing something Friday night, so it'd be good practice for Sunday. And then I know myself and the team will be there. We'll be playing games, so always jam some games. I know the Haven team is going to be there. We're going to jam some games with them. Open up some boxes. They might bring a case. We might do a little case stream with them. Time to see what decks we're on. I don't.
How's life
deck.
free? How's life wants to know if it's for free or not for the dice.
For free? Yeah, like if like. If you're one of the first couple people, yeah, like I'll give them out. If like everybody and their mother, the whole community shows up, I don't have that many dice. I don't have that many. It's Sisters and Code Geass. Let's go. We get to see one of my favorite decks that I don't even play anymore. You know.
Telling you, bro. I think Espers might be a sleeper for regionals. Personally,
I think you play against one purple deck and you quit. I think I play Esper Sisters, play round one, see purple CG, and go, "Yep, this is a terrible idea."
We do. Isn't that an active trigger or she?
Yes.
He drew for turn. Yes. Yeah. He drew for turn. We're seeing the Blizzard ditched early from Espers, so I'm curious to see what is in their hand. And we do see Anubis reading their cards. So if I'm the opponent, I am quite scared right now. I never like it when my opponents reading my cards, are reading their cards and thinking. Doesn't seem like we're going to see the candid push up. So purple might be operating a little slow here, or yeah, purple might be operating a little slow here, might not have all the pieces. So this is Esper's like win condition. It's their opportunity to take advantage of this and really extend their play while they can.
We pull back. We play a double energy. We play 5/2 Saitama. That's a Genos.
That's not that's a Genos.
That's not what I was looking for. Okay.
I'm also very surprised to see a Genos in the deck. I was not
Things
expecting
going
the Genos.
crazy. They're going is what I will say. He's asking what the card does, as the players already looked at cards. So definitely a thing. Sadly, with the D3 dice, I was not able to put our logo on the 3 side of the dice because the chess 6 only lets you change the 6 or the 1. So it is on the 1 side. That way you don't have a 3 on the 6 side.
Which is depressing. We'll fix that in the future.
Yeah, we tried for you guys. We tried, but big monopoly companies say no, so we lose those battles.
Which is crazy. I don't understand why they can't like huh. So then now we see the blue.
Time to draw. And then we still need like a double energy. A double energy is what really like this deck wants at least one double energy in the back if it's a sister version. If it's the I still want to say it's a sister deck. I just don't know what we're
I'm quite curious to see.
We do see another posh. Oh look, it's the bad card.
But you know what? Again, talking about what we were saying earlier, if this Mosh Posh works for this person, then like
yeah, you're right.
By all means.
You're not seeing me play that tornado ever. I don't care how bad my matchup is in a purple code. If I have to play a card that only protects me from character abilities,
a color trigger. If I hope Anubis isn't bricking right now. If it's giving Anubis might be bricking, honestly.
Bro, I'm telling you, this is a sister's daydream, bro. A purple Kogias player not able to play the game? Oh, say less.
Oh, no.
You tell me you can't get the 4 energy? Oh, I'm in heaven.
At least Sisters isn't showing 5 energy in the back. That's a little better, I guess.
It's okay. Next turn, we push up 1, play a double energy, play a Saitama. You're taking 4 damage. You're going to 1. You're going to die, buddy. Oh no!
Okay, so
energy. Never mind. Damn it! The dream is gone.
Pop. Probably see a pop with 3K.
Yeah. Pop Gurren and goodbye Blizzard. This is why it's bad. We're just hard playing the Gurren.
Yeah, I think he's breaking. He has to.
Gurren.
Yep.
Or is this force block? I'm not sure if that's pop or force.
No, that's the pop at 3K.
Yeah, alt arts. Poor people. You guys. Oh, no trigger. Step. Yo, I'm gonna have to get my money up because I'm tired of people's decks looking way back. This Sisters player, I've never felt more broke in my life. That's a box topper 0. You got alt art steppers. We got alt art searcher. I gotta get my money up. I'm getting. At least he doesn't have 2-star blizzards. If he had 2-star blizzards, then I might really cry.
Okay, so I guess it explains why the early ditch on the first blizzard probably had the 2 in hand already. Either that or just had the 1.
We still need a double energy. This point where you always have to play something in the back is terrible. Oh, okay. Right, Kuma. I feel you. Right, we are being flexed on by both players, and it makes me feel good knowing that we do have some bougie players in the D3 Discord. I don't want to hear it from you. You have more alt arts than me in the decks you play right now.
I'm a working man, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Man goes, I ain't got money for this, but then shows up with new shiny cardboard. I wonder why you don't have money.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my Mewtwo deck nice. Oh, so we're opting not to play anything off the...
We probably don't have any events. This is a weird one. And goodbye.
Honestly, here, how many cards in hand?
And this is how Sisters die.
5. 5, yeah.
If you had no events to play, you just killed a Blizzard. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd take the Blizzard out there if he had nothing to play.
If he gets one event, then it's just discard fodder, get the event back, and especially if it's like Esper Sisters, unless we're not on, I don't know. This is a Mosh Posh build of Hail Marys. Let me see.
Producing 4 energy in the back. I know the Genos is an interesting tech. I guess just to search for the
Saitama, but
let
me see if I can find this guy's list.
Now, this is the scary part. Knowing that the the Kogias player was bricking and is able to have energy on board now, he must have a lot of things in hand.
Oh
A
damn!
lot of things that I don't want to see pop out. Honestly, what is 4, 5, 6 life? 6 life. You could probably show him 4 damage here. Lelouch, is that a neg one? Yeah, that's the neg one.
Yeah.
Double Gwaine. Double Gwaine show you 4 swings here. That would be a crazy line.
I'm over here importing a player's deck so I can see what this is.
Snoop on the tech. Oh, are you gonna raid? He has a lot of big bodies, so just hard playing the force block here, and then
because 4K bodies are just always good.
Oh, true, and then go into the force block raid. So committing the double energy here. Yeah, you've only seen one of your double energies. You raid on this Colin, and you don't see any of the Lelouch's. Yeah, think about this here.
Yo,
I don't know.
A wild sisters deck is what I will say. This is a list of all lists.
He's committing to it. Okay, so committing to the Papa 3K. Honestly, you could have popped the 3K and left it in the back if you wanted to. Show him 2 swings here. That way you're not necessarily potentially bricked on energy. But I do like this line, taking the risk. We do see the Saitama come out, and then we're going to see the last swing come out, and nothing too scary out of life.
Nothing crazy.
Okay. Huh. I wonder if they're running those just because they don't have the other cards.
No, I think he's playing a mashup between Saitama and Sisters, and I think it is weird. And I think when you like,
when he hits it, he hits it.
Yeah, when you hit it, you hit it. But when your deck doesn't fully have its own identity, then you run into problems like we are now. We're at 4 energy with like, if we have nothing all Sisters cards in hand, what are we gonna do? If we have all Saitama cards in hand, we're just gonna lose because they have way too many bodies. Like, you need to pick a game plan.
It is Ali. It's a hybrid.
Yeah, this is a weird word of a hybrid. This is not just like splashing one another. It is, you took like half of each deck and shoved it together.
Well, the purple CG, he has what, 3 life? Is that 2, 3 life?
It looks like 4.
It's 4? 4 life. We know that the Saitama can come up to be a swing here. Is that Esper's? Or no, he's ditching the removal, right?
Yeah, he ditched the removal, which is...
If he had that removal in hand the other turn, I wonder why he didn't play it off the... Okay.
T-Mac, so go ahead, check your DMs for this Mosh Posh deck. It's interesting. It's just, I think it's a deck that only works if you see like the perfect.
Do you have a final here? I think you need a final here, otherwise you're not.
Final. You're playing it for free. You're going up to 3 AP.
Well, no, they used the no. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
no, they used the tornado ability to play the removal. Yeah. Did they AP draw this turn as well? I honestly feel like if you're gonna do this direction, you just double removal and then play a body in the front and hope for the best. And honestly, I don't even know if I'd want to swing here too. I don't want to give you the answer.
Yeah, Yeah,
Like,
100%. It's like,
yeah, we see the Papa 3K come out.
here's a 10K swing.
So
But, like, you have to think, like, you have to take, because if you don't take, you don't get more options. But if you do
yeah,
take, if you block, you're down more. But later on, all it takes is like one punch on the Saitama, and that makes the Tornado live and the Saitama. And now you're at 2 life right now, and he just needs 2 impact, which sisters can do very easily.
now I'm wondering if expunging that double energy will come back to bite the purple CG player. We see an early final come out.
Yeah, it's like we said, Alistar. It's like either you're seeing one half of the deck too much, or the other half, and then your board is only representing the opposite half. But it really just depends what's going on. Like, Perp CG has multiple 4Ks here right now, so like we're not getting any good blocks in, so that's why the Blizzard's probably there, is to eat 1. But now it's minus the Tornado here, so now if we have a call-in plus another popper...
Well, they did, yeah, they did get a popper out of life. So if we do see the call in here,
yeah, you just play the call-in, raid the call-in. Wait, no, the call-in costs 5. He's only at 4 energy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so
I think
so the smart thing to do, he still has it. You play a double energy call-in over one of your bodies in the energy line. That puts you at 5, and then you play it. Or
he had the double final in hand. Okay.
Wouldn't he be at 3?
I honestly,
but
a 4-2. Is this the -3, or do you think this is the
-3? Yeah, that's the only reason why we negged 1 in the first place. Yep, -3. -3. Goodbye, Tornado.
So my question here is, why not, especially since they have all the removal, right? Maybe yes, a blocker, but why not? I was gonna say,
well, here we're just losing our whole board again anyways.
Yeah.
Like, their out is to play...
Well, there's the 5-2.
Yeah. He needs 5-2. He needs to play something for energy, double final, play 2 5-2s, discard 2 Saitamas, look at you.
I was gonna say, well, either that or just play the 5-2, because purple CG's at 2 life now, right?
Yeah.
So if you have 1
impact,
punch
so yeah.
Yeah, 1 punch on the Saitama, play the 5-2.
No,
you still need 1 more energy.
You need 5 energy for the 5-2. We're at 4. It could be a let's go, I guess.
It could be a let's go.
But look for an event.
Look for the let's go.
Found
okay, find the...
Maybe. So final puts us back up to 3, because now we're at 5 energy. So now we just need 1 punch plus the 5-2. So
okay.
Discard the other girl, because you have to discard something. Yeah, so literally if you go final, 1 punch the Saitama in the back, play 5-2, play another final. Okay, we're at 3 energy. 3 EP. Wait, weren't we already at 3? Wait.
No. He was at 2 because he played the tornado in the back. And then grabbed
the second final?
No, he grabbed that final off that search.
Oh, yeah. 5-2. And this has to be 1 punch. And it's not. This has to be swing. He goes block, and then you pass, and then he goes push up a... Actually, I don't have to push up anything. Go to swings. 4-4-4.
Oh, no. No. I think he was searching for the 1 punch.
T-Mac, you and me both. I am lost.
And he just has to removes the tornado.
And then watch Papa 3K going on.
He said that's respect. He said there's yeah.
All right, it looks like our boy Anubis will be going to the finals, and this is a person who's been in our Discord playing actively. He's been jamming games with us, and he's already going undefeated into the end. So definitely He did see a lot of raids though, and he made a lot of 4K bodies. And like in the end,
But
we saw it there.
he
4K
did play
bodies
it
matter.
properly though, because like a lot of people in that situation wouldn't opt into just hard playing their bodies, right? Because they want to have the removal, etc. Knowing that he was bricked up and knowing when to take that risk and raid on top of that double energy Colin just to push there. I think that decision is a decision some people wouldn't want to make, right? I think some people just opt into hard playing instead, or maybe like I said, raid over in the back, pop something, and then just leave it in the back. That way, I'm still at 4 energy. My question is, I want to know how long he had the double energy 4-2.
Yeah, 100%. And now we're gonna see who's gonna be joining Anubis in our finals. Is it going to be Ming or is it going to be his opponent? I have boom. Do this.
I'm mad that he's making these no final decks work, bro.
Ming is the only one who can get it to work.
Because
that's a Mingington thing. That is United States of Ming.
he's going to bottom deck the Asuna raid.
Yeah, because that's the impactor. And then he swings, and Ming's watch it. It's going to be Asuna raid here while he has Asuna on the front line. And it's going to be like, cool, here's my impact still. Oh, no?
Nope. I mean, it's still...
Hello? Anta?
Yeah, hello?
Okay, okay. I thought your mic, like, broke out.
Oh, no. No, he's still showing 5 swings next turn. It's still game.
I thought the Kirito can only switch with Asunas in the back line.
Oh, he has the 5 drop in the back. Or no, he has 2 5 drops on field.
Yeah, but I thought they could only switch with Asunas, so... Oh,
so
here's a double attack. It doesn't matter. We're showing all the swings in the world, because we put it on...
That's what I was going to say. The Asuna that's in the back. That was in the front.
Yeah. We got 6 swings. He's like, I'm not going to swing this other double attack again. Swing. So we can switch up the Asuna. It's a 4K.
Yeah, he just
Ming has it all. The no finals claims another victim. Our finals is going to be Purple CG versus Ming dreadfully.
Now, how do we think Ming will fare into a heavy removal deck like Purple CG?
It depends if they see their raids, I guess. How Purple CG going to deal when Ming goes, I'm hitting you 6 times this turn?
Especially if he bricks up like he did that last game.
Let's flip back over to us while we let the players get all situated. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. A Purple CG versus Blue SAO. SAO finally showing that, hey, it is a deck that can be good. I know a lot of us have written off Switch decks because, in my opinion, the best Switch deck is probably still going to be Sonic, because Sonic is a one raid Switch deck. It doesn't rely on needing another piece. It just has to see itself. Like, SAO is strong in its draw power, its cycling power, but it's like, if you only see one half of the engine and not the other, then you're just like a fish in a barrel.
Has just as strong of a draw engine as well, right? With the Boros being able to take life and give you, what was it, two cards?
Yeah. Take
life, then draw 2, and then discard 1. So you're seeing a draw 3 come out from the Boros. I do think that in our open, like, everyday meta, we'll probably see a lot of Speedosonics at regionals, and it will be a scary deck to go up against. Speedo's just gonna hope that they dodge all the yellow Saitama players.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, you need to avoid, because, like, that's the only thing that's above 6. And right now, I don't think Yellow Saitama is an actual deck. Will, like, there may be a player or two at Gen Con with it, but overall, like, the deck is just, if people know how to play against it, and if you're going in the mindset that, like, everybody's coming prepared for Gen Con, if you bring Yellow Saitama and you go, hey, I'm going to play this, and they see that you're, like, playing a 5-2 and you don't really have much else going on, they're just going to punish you and push 3 damage back at you to your 2. And then they can just start chump blocking with those little guys while they're setting up, like, their main thing, and just hold the removal for when you play your actual bodies,
Real
remove your
cards.
actual bodies, and technically, if you want to get real statistical, they could just negate the effects of the Saitama with an Asa just for
Yep.
fun and giggles, right? And then you swing it the next turn, it's only doing 1 damage instead of damage 2. You randomly take it on a whim and you see a special, you get to kill a Saitama. You get to be
Yeah.
one of the first people ever to be like, die.
That'd be so unfortunate too. So unfortunate too.
But it's just something we'll have to like wait and see how it develops. But I think honestly, I don't think Saitama is like going to be one of the decks we see. I think there'll be people that might play it, but I don't think it's going to be the deck that takes
I
it.
definitely think it's a deck that people will take, but I agree with you on that. I think we might see one slide into top 30. Because
I don't even
again,
think it'll make it there. I think with all
You
these
don't think
buffed
so?
up decks, I think all the buffed up decks we have, the amount of purple decks we have, the amount of yellow decks we have that are just better. Like, you got to think, we have like the FMA decks. Like, we already know some of the decks that we think are going to be there.
yeah.
We have the JJK Volume 2 decks. There's some decks that are going to be there instead of that. Then we have Bleach Volume 2, Black Clover. There's decks that are going to be there. We have CG. We have JJK. Like, out of like just those 6 IPs, there's powerhouses in those decks that are
Yeah.
just leagues above Yellow One Punch. So it's like, if you're not looking at like those 6 IPs I just listed, which is Bleach, JJK, FMA, Black Clover, and Code Geass, like if you're not in whatever else I last if you're not looking at those decks that are already powerhouses or decks that are going to come out, because you got to remember FMA will be legal. If you guys haven't looked at FMA at all, you need to look at it because it comes out the week prior and on Gen Con and on Bandai. They've already announced that FMA will be legal for Gen Con. So if you have no FMA practice or you're not ready for FMA, you might get blindsided and just lose.
Hey, bro, chill, bro. Chill, bro. I love the deck. I love it, but again, I don't know. I think that it is one of those decks that if you're a Joey of the Metal Bats, if you are a Noir of the Mahitos, if you are the Ali Star of you know, we know. Then yes, I think it's real. But if I get rid of one card in that deck consistently, it slows down. It dies.
And FMA is doing mid in the East Alley, but you got to remember, this is different meta. This is like what we were talking with Joey earlier. Don't take their meta for our meta. FMA and our testing over here will do good because of the cards we have access to. FMA is doing mid there because, as I said earlier, we have so many sets that from turn 2 are pressing the pedal, looking at you going, oh, you need to see a turn 3? Good luck.
Yeah. Like, FMA is going up against Macross, which is rating and derating itself during the attack phase. It's going up against decks like Madoka, where I play my removal card and then I play it again from removal area. Like,
and then it's going against like the new Rosary Capture. I'm gonna bounce your body, show you a damage too. Oh, you killed it. I'm just gonna play it from the trash. I'm gonna do it again. Then it's also playing against which I will be hyped for this when it comes out. Come January when we get SAO 2, which will be before Nats, I get to play Purple Uno. I just get to go, hey, look, buff my whole board. Hey, look, they have impact. Oh, look, I played this card. I'm just going to get my special back from the trash, which lets me replay the bodies you're about to kill. Replay the bodies, play this body. Oh, I played it. I'm going to get that special back. Look, my bodies are coming back every turn, and there's nothing you're doing about it.
Yeah, so I can understand why FMA is doing nothing to decks like that. And there is become a thing, some of the people that I talk to that play in the JP region, some of T's friends and Tyler himself, right, have an understanding that if it is a simultaneous release, it's probably not going to fare well in the JP meta, whereas in our meta, it's probably going to do a lot better, right? So Evangelion, I'm excited for that release. I'm excited to see what it does. But a lot of JP players are returning. They're canceling their orders. They're returning. They're like, yo, this is getting released in NA. It's not going to be a strong deck. So just be aware of our region and how it plays into our format. Because another thing we talked about earlier is how Bleach and Sakuna first year of UA was the king. Our region is purple CG, so it's cool to see the nuances and the differences in our region so far. So take everything with a grain of salt that you learn from them, and apply it here.
Yeah, it's 100% like we just have to see what we do with it, because a lot of things I'll say is like when you look at JP deck lists, we're very cookie cutter. We want consistency and we just want to be thematic. We just put decks together that are meant to be put together. We don't tap out of it. You look at like decks here. Like I've had Karner. I told Karner to play the green Saitama in red Garo because if he milled it, it drew him a card. We have purple yellow Bleach where you just use the purple cards to facilitate drawing more and just doing stuff. You have people putting red cards in purple decks. You have people putting yellow cards in green decks. Like we push the limits on what we can do to make our deck better. And here in North America, it's like seeing what we do with decks to make a deck more consistent that you may not have thought about in the past. Or JP didn't think about it because JP, like I said, we were very cookie cutter. Like T-Mac was testing a Historia and Levi deck instead of Historia Ymir, because in JP we just played Historia Ymir. It was very strong, very solid. Deck did everything it needed to do. Well, T-Mac is like, what if I take it a step further and I play the Levi because I get the AP restands with the Historias, so then I can have the extra AP so Levi can always hit 3. And
they've been playing the Sakuna Nanami hybrids. They play a lot of Sakuna Nanami, and that's purely because of the pair ban that they received. But no, JP is playing the new 4-2, not 4-2, the new Nanami that says you can attack, right, et cetera, et cetera. So they are doing hybrids.
Purple CG doesn't get a lot of support, Weiss, in Volume 2. You're right about that. All they really do is get more call-ins, which is good for them. But a big thing that Purple CG does get, they get a new deck. They don't have to play Gurins. We get to play 2 AP, which is the deck I played, because I played Purple CG and JP because of Code Geass, but I played 2 AP because we get the Boss Monster Lelouch. We get a lot of benefits for playing 2 AP cards. We get cards that make our 2 AP cards 1 AP cards. It lets us really take advantage of cards that normally would cost more to play in a different deck. And Alistar, yeah, lately there's like pure Sakuna is all there is. Like ever since the restriction got dropped and it's just the pairing ban, like that is just what they've been on. Because you gotta remember we had the restriction and it was just like, hey, you can only have 2 starter Sakunas. Like if that restriction ever came to America, I'd be on the Joey train. I'd be like, goodbye Sakuna. Like, we ever go down to 2 starter deck Sakuna, goodbye. That deck is shelved. I think they lose an Impactor that draws 2, trashes 1 on a 4 AP body, or 4 energy body. Goodbye. But I think for now, it's keep our mind open, because you never know when, like, the Noirs, the Joeys of the Universe, like, these are players that are putting time with the deck. Like, I've put in 500 games on Sisters. People don't really see me play Sisters, but if you ever watch me play Sisters, it's like an autopilot. Like I am draw, play, pass, draw, do this, pass. I'm playing at a speed that like I've already seen the lines, and I had to slow myself down because my opponent may be like, whoa, what's that do? What's this do? What's that do? That's broken. How are you doing this? And I'm just like, well, this effect and this effect, and because I did this. And so there's going to be people who understand decks that you're probably not familiar with, so at least take time to look into cards so you're not caught off guard when you go to Gen Con. Because when we get to Gen Con and you're playing against somebody who is like myself or anybody else, like Joey, Noir, Anto, and the decks he plays, like people that have actually put in the time with the deck, and it's like clockwork to them. It's like, oh, starting hand, I know exactly my game plan. And the second you play a card and they've play tested the matchups, because we're play testing against like literally everything, you look at it and you go, oh, I know that deck. I know what I need to look for. Oh, I'm even more autopilot now. You need to play... you don't need to play. You need to play a deck that you can autopilot, so when you're going those late rounds, 8-9 rounds, when the mental fatigue kicks in because you're having to think a lot all day, and you've been up all day, You need a deck that, like, if you make a mistake, it's an autopilot mistake. So, like, that way you're not really messing up your whole line. You can recover from it. And that's why I tell people, like, you should be grinding the decks that you're going to be playing for Gen Con. Sure, it's fun to test the new decks to get a hang of it and to learn it. Because I know some of us, we learn what a deck does not by playing against it, but by playing it. Because we can play against it all day and be like, yeah, I know what you're doing. But then we'll still have to ask every time. Where if we play it, we understand the lines now. We can see what the player's thinking about. There's times where me, Anto, and other people in Draw3, we can be playing each other and we'd be like, I know exactly what you're going to do before you even do it. As soon as they show me one card, I'm going to be like, all right, well, you're doing this, and you're doing this, and then I'm going to lose this. We do 35 plus overtime. It might get there this round. Yes, it's 35 plus 5 overtime.
Yeah.
Usually, Anto got me all up here.
I think the last round is about to end.
But yeah, it's 35 plus 5 overtime. For the stream one, or the people, we'll just do them 60. They'll just have a separate timer. Don't worry about that one. We'll just watch that one, since it is a best of 3, but keep everybody else on the 35. It's 35-5, and for anybody who's asking the reason why we're doing 35 instead of 30, it is an online event. That gives people time to get to their table. Any connection issues or anytime they would have to ping a judge, it's not as easy as like an in-person event where you raise your hand, yell judge can come running to you. This one, judge has to see the ping, come to your channel, talk to you, discuss it there. Just typical online events with Band 9, stuff like that. But we are going to have to see this blue SAO versus purple Kogias once Ming and I already forgot his name, Nathaniel, get to play. Yeah, we're waiting on table 11. Andrew versus Enrique. But yeah, Joey, we were saying, like, the players like yourself, or like me, you, people who've put in a lot of games on a certain deck, we can understand this VOD is going to be up on their stream. Yeah, the VOD will be up on Twitch for 7 days. Once we hit affiliate, I don't think we're affiliate yet because this month hasn't ended. The month has to end, which it ends tomorrow. But the YouTube, they will all be up on YouTube. So if you go to our YouTube, Draw3 events, it'll be live there and it'll be up. I heard my name. But yeah, we're bringing up the fact that, like, there's players that are going to be good with their decks and they don't need to think as much and they may be playing faster. So you have to be mindful of that because they understand their lines, they're playing fast, and if they've already put in that time against certain matchups, when they see the starting cards of the opponent, they're like, oh, I know what I need to find in this matchup, where you may be learning the matchup for the first time and you're like, all right, well, I don't know what I need to keep, but I want to look at it. I had a pretty awful game on stream, but I want to watch it back and get advice. Yeah, no problem, Kuma. Like I said, like, myself and like the Draw3 guys, I trust all of us in Draw3. If you see the little Draw3 tag, I kind of forced all of us to have it because Anto started it. He wanted us to represent. So anybody that has the D3 in front of it, those are players that are playing with us or are affiliated with us in some way, shape, or form. They can reach out to any of us. If there's a certain person you want to talk with when you're looking over your thing, just ask them. I don't think anybody will be against it. Like, Moonrose is like our resident Sakuna player. T-Mac has his specialties. And if you're curious on, like, what decks, like, you think, like, you have a deck and you're like, hey, I would like some advice on this, there's probably a member of D3 that's played the deck or has experience with it, so we can give you some feedback and we can talk to you. Like I said earlier, we've been, like, Moose, these last couple of days, he's been staying up till, like, 3 a.m. with us in the Discord, playing his deck, learning things. We've been helping him and filtering stuff, so we're always here to help the community.
I'm watching this last match play out here, and you can see Homeboy zooming through his phone to see what the card does because he just played the Sinon raid, and he's like, it does what? It just instantly hops on the phone. And
I see you guys playing TFT. Yeah, we do that the past time. So, like, if you guys are ever curious when you see, like, all the D3 members in chat, what we do is we usually take turns. Like, someone's playing somebody. So while 2 people are playing, the other 3 are, like, playing TFT, and the other 2 are playing different games. So we got, like, 7 things going on at once. But at any point, one of us can stop or we could switch in. So everybody's getting reps in and we're all playing games. I'm about to throw to go play a TFT. No, you better not, Ming. You better not. TFT's not that addicting. You better win it out. Yeah, Anto's helping me out off of Twitter. It's always been mad friendly. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I don't think there's a bad person in D3. If someone from D3 says something back to you and you don't think it's in a joking way, say something, ask them, because I don't think any of us are that, like, we shouldn't be mean to you unless you come at us sideways. I don't think any of us are coming at you sideways. He used to be deep into TFT. Went to a LAN tournament back in 2021, but stopped playing in 2022. I mostly just watched it. I never went deep into it because I just was playing other things. I'm mostly an FPS player, but some of the D3 boys got me back into it, so now I'm just back playing League and TFT. D3 has great people, a couple smart asses, but I like it. Hey, some of us are opinionated and some of us think we're all that sometimes. Sometimes we get in a mood and we think we got it all. But at the end of the day, like, we don't mean any harm. Like, we may get our ego up because we're, like, confident in the decks we play and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, our goal is to build the best community we can for Union Arena, build a place for everybody to come and get better, and build a place that when you think UA and you think playing UA, you think Draw3. You think this is the place to be, this is the place to do stuff, this is the place to hang out. And that's what we want it to be. We want people to come here, play. We want, like I said before, we want Gen Con and all these regionals coming up, because you'll see multiple of us at regionals. You may not see all of us, the whole team, but we're going to be going to these events, and we want those top 16s to be people that are in the Draw3 Discord. They don't have to be a Draw3 member. I just need it to be members from our community.
With seeing how Debbie playing in here, I need Dead topping.
Yeah, bro. Dead Scythe is cooking right now.
Cooking in the rink. Oh my gosh.
Peppa, please.
Might need a Anubis. I would love to see a match between Anubis, a best of 3, Anubis and Dead on their purple CG.
It looks like our game did wrap up. It looks like Andrew did get that win there. The Xenon probably closing it out there.
Yep, the Xenon closed it out.
And now we're going to have to wait. Looks like...
Table 10? Is that where the...
Yeah. Table 10 will be Ming and Nathaniel.
Oh, you know, if Ming finds this win...
Connor, if you're here, have the player... Oh, he's waiting for probably to ask both the players if they want to do a best of 3 or a best of 1.
If Ming finds this win, we're never going to hear the day. Granted, out of all the decks that he has experimented with, I will say this deck kind of makes the most sense to run no finals in. Just because you're able to shell out so much swings and you have that search capability with the 1-drop Kirito and you have that cycling factor with the Lisbeth, you're able to see your pieces. So
Ming needs to not win. I don't want to deal with it. And you, me, Anto, and everybody both. We don't want to hear, wait, he's a no finals enjoyer? Yes, Ming is our resident I don't play finals. When he topped in the event the other day that you got 6th in, Joey, he was playing Kurt Pico no finals, and now he's playing Blue SAO no finals. So
and what frustrates me is it just makes him a better player, because now he's understanding how these decks operate without the final. So think about it when he gets an extra like extender on some of his real decks, like. It's a very scary practice routine that he's doing, but when he sees it, he sees it. And, you know, he's been introducing some fun little techs to D3 and has kind of been infecting, both him and Greg have been infecting the D3 community, you know, like.
But I do want to put it out there. This is a testament to, like, D3. Not, as you see, myself and Anto aren't playing in this event. T-Mac's not playing this event. Carter's not playing this event. Greg is playing this event. I think he's only dropped 1 game so far. I'll have to double check that. He lost round 1. And then Ming is here. Like, it's showing that the time we're putting into the game and the matchups we're showing, that Ming is confident able to be like, hey, I'm going to play a no final deck. And he is showing that he can make it work and that he knows the lines and he knows what he's doing.
So we are just waiting on confirmation from the players if they want to do a best of 3 or not. Yeah, Greg ruined him. It all started with Greg.
I'd love to keep playing these larger events. Well, Joey, if you haven't seen the announcement, starting next month, so literally next week, I think we're gonna do Sundays because Sunday was a large majority of the event. It was Saturday or Sunday, one of the days. We are going to be doing box tournaments. It'll be $5 entry. If you're subscribed to the Discord, which is the $8 tier, at the time we're going to allow the community, our admin Carner is going to do a poll for whatever day we decide, but the majority of players said Sunday. We had like 40 plus people that said they'd be available for Sundays. And it'll be best of 3 confirmed. It is a best of 3. So we'll start doing win-a-box tournaments. It is $5. If you are subscribed to the Discord, either the $8 tier, $10 tier, $15 tier, each one gives you perks. We're making the perks better. But if you are subscribed to the Discord, that gets you into 2 events a month without having to pay. So if you do the $8 tier, that gets you into 2 $5 events. And it's a box of your choice. You get to pick the box. So if you win the whole way, you get to go, hey, I want a box of this set. Done deal. Give us your name, address, we'll smack it, take a picture of the box like we did with the last winners. I haven't gotten any non-confirmation from any of the winners from last one. I know some people have already opened their stuff. Twisted, Jess had us open it on stream for him and send the hits because he didn't want to deal with all the packaging and all that stuff with the box and everything, especially through customs for Canada. So starting that next week, we will be doing the box tournaments.
And Anubis was flashing with the card placements. I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, Anubis also got that card flick down. And so when you get in your
I don't know if I'll ever get the card flick down. I don't know.
Best of 3 finally, yeah. So we wanted to start enforcing it, but we didn't put it in the announcement for this tournament.
Yeah.
So that's why we said we'll ask the players if they want to do it. But yes, going forward, the last set, as long as it is only 2 undefeateds in the last round, the undefeateds will play a best of 3 because that is what Bandai is making you do at big events. But so if we would have had 3 undefeateds last round, we're not going to make the two undefeateds that are playing should play a best of 3 because that means the third undefeated didn't have to play a best of 3, and then if the third undefeated loses and those people didn't play a best of 3, then it was just 1 undefeated. So it has to be an undisputed 2 undefeateds in the finals for there to be a best of 3, but we're going to do it. Anubis got Aura crazy. Yeah, he got the card shuffling. He threw down his 0 and his 1. He said, I got it. I'm locked in. I'm taking this. So it's going to be interesting to see. It looks like Ming also had a good start. He also pushed up the body, so he's like, hey, I'm going to get 1 in here. He's going to get his chips in because he's not like Code Geass where every raid has impact. It's just Asana's. That is a draw trigger. See, Anubis just moving so fast. So I can get his mindset when you're moving fast, but also you got to slow down a bit because sometimes when you're thinking too fast, you'll make a misplay and you'll literally beat yourself up on it. I've done it before where I'm like, oh, well, this is just the line. And I'd be like, but what if you did this? He's a Yu-Gi-Oh player for sure. I recognize those flicks. Yeah. So I started doing the flicks back when I played like Magic, and then I branched off in like every card game under the sun. And trying to teach people how to do the flicks is just hard. It's just trying to talk people through flicks is.
Okay, going for the double push here.
I do the MTG flicks. He does the flip hand flicks. Yeah, I can do either one, but I prefer my MTG ones. He's doing the Yu-Gi-Oh one where you use the other thumb mostly. Yeah.
Part of me feels like I can already understand his next line.
Well, Ming's just like, hey, you can push your little bodies up. My little bodies are bigger besides the 1 drop, but his zeros are bigger than your zeros.
Isn't that only a 2K during opponents? Yeah, during your turn. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just going to take it. He's like, never mind, I don't want to block. And then 2K. You going to take it again? You going to go down to 4 already? Oh, see, that's why you got to slow down. Your opponent wants to know what your cards do sometimes. Because he may not be familiar with the alt art. Slow down, buddy. It's a best of 3. You ain't got nowhere to go.
It's probably nerves. It might be nerves.
Might be nerves. I can't refer too loud as a blue SAO player, though.
I can already see the potential Papa 3K coming out now.
Well, we had to play. Oh, we had to play one AP, play an energy, play an AP, play a double energy, and then play the Papa 3K. But
Yeah,
that's our
but I
third.
think he might have the extender.
But then that definitely definitely a Yu-Gi-Oh player. He's trying to dominate tempo by play. I like it. Yeah, he's just trying to play fast. He's like play my speed. And,
Is that a thing? Like,
yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh players, the resolve effect so fast. They'll be like move on, move on, move on, because time is a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh. But like Ming has that chill persona. He's like, bro, we are in here for 3 games or 2 at most. We are going to.
I kind of want to see extender here, drop a 4K body, and then pop a 3K.
So the real thing is, like, do we waste a pop here, or do we hold for the raids?
Well, I mean, he's showing 4 more weenies in the back, right?
The pop, yeah. But yeah, he's not really, like, Ming's just like, okay, you have 2 empty spots on your board, so I can just probably do damage next turn.
It's probably going to be very scary hours next turn. Okay, 2 of Ming's double energy generators in the trash.
So he's hitting the whole. We've seen 4 cards. All the cards out of Ming's life have had no trigger. That's just rough, especially when you don't play that many no triggers.
I feel like you see one
mental play for comp play is huge, Joey. Yeah, forcing, like, if you ever play me IRL, I don't stop talking. Like I mentally live rent free in your head. I talk and talk and talk.
I think we see 1 push here.
I think we see 1 push as long as we have like a double energy to put back, like the Lisbeth or something. 1 push.
Yeah.
I'm that
1 push.
player. I love those players because I'm just like, hey, I'm just gonna keep you having. Nope. Looks like we're a 4 energy kind of deck, and now we're a double attacking deck. So here's, like I said, you're gonna block the 2 little swings, and then I'm swinging 2 more. Eye contact does not make me uncomfortable.
Well, no, he can swap on raid. He can swap the 2 in the back. Oh, and make it a 4K. Yeah.
Is that the one that gets buffed?
Yeah. So it becomes a 4K, but it doesn't gain impact.
You know, I only know that card off the alt art, and the alt art looks like the starter deck one, so
active trigger.
Doesn't really matter. You're gonna block the 2 4Ks, and you're still taking another 3. You still take 1 more. Oh, you activated the big raid? That's wild. You should have activated the little column because the raid can block the little 3K. Oh, no, the Asuna moved up this turn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's a 4K.
Everything's a 4.
Everything except for the other one. The other one I think is a 3.
Oh, what happened? Oh god, my Discord just fucking closed. I like tried to tab over for Discord and it closed. Give me 1 second. I'm getting it back up, guys. I'm getting it back up. I promise. Alright, we back up? Alright, there we go.
Yeah, this deck kind of makes a lot of sense to not run finals in. I guess that's similar to the Ashford mentality, right? For me personally, maybe I want to run 1 or 2 finals just in case. Being able to shell out so much damage, it's just so much pressure. And I think that Anubis is seeing that right off the bat. Unfortunate that Ming's first couple of triggers were no triggers, but yeah. If we could have saw some draw triggers to help like add some value to our hand, that would have been better.
Just confirming prizing with people and everything like that. We are. Yeah, it's interesting to see what we're gonna do here, because you gotta think the difference between first and second today is first place is walking away with 3 boxes, and second is walking away with 1.5. Like, you're still getting a box at least, but getting half of the potential to get 3 boxes.
No, we're seeing the removal come out. Pop the 4K body.
I
and
might jump
then
two
pop.
finals and add in two Awesomes
Oh,
just off the strength of Ming's deck here. Yeah, like, that's the thing, right? When Ming doesn't play finals, it's because it adds strength to his deck. It adds stronger cards.
we see that. We see the C2 come out, draw 2. Part of me feels like we might see another popper, or actually just play a body in the front as a blocker. Nope, it is another popper. And this is the downside of playing no finals, right? Uh, uh, uh um,
100%.
Ming
Yeah,
is
there's no
going is
lifeline.
yeah, yeah. He's not going to be able to like come back in terms of tempo. Like being able to extend there. Oh, and not having a double energy is really hurting me in this first game. That's, I think, the main drawback. Oh, yeah. And it's a lot of get triggers, not. Oh, active. Okay. I mean, the crazy part about blue is there's still a way for me to show him six,
Yeah, I
five,
mean, yeah,
potentially five,
it's
six
just
pieces.
like, yeah, it's like, I'm going to show you 3 cards this turn, but no double energies is killing it.
No Lisbeths, no 3-1 kitty toes.
No 2-1
Quite,
Kiritos, like, no double
yeah.
energy generators. They were in a life, and it is just... It is hard for Ming to catch up.
Yeah, I think he probably finally found it. I mean, if it's the 3-1, I probably
The
push
problem
up
is
an
we had to put 3 bodies up front because we can't leave
Yeah.
her. He's just he said, let's go game 2. Let's go game 2. Doesn't want to show any more to the opponent. He says, let's go game 2. Ming gets to choose. Let's see what Ming decides to do here.
Yeah, just not seeing the double energy there really killed. Like, it just hurt. I think you see one double energy that game, we're looking at a completely different.
Yeah, I think yeah, 100%. If Ming had a double energy, completely different game there. But the fact that we saw no double energy,
not even a Yui to like cheat out a body.
cheat out a body, yeah. A big thing I will tell you guys, if you guys go to these big events and you are in a best of 3 and you're game 1, you brick, don't play anything. Just scoop, say go next. Because if you haven't shown your opponent what cards you're playing yet, and they haven't been asking around, and you didn't tell them, they don't know what your deck is. So the more cards you show your opponent from your deck, the more they know what to expect. So the less cards you show your opponent, the less information they have. Especially if you're like a surprise deck, and it's like, hey, like I'm trying to get the surprise, and game 1 you don't have the surprise factor, then and you don't get the surprise factor. Game 2 you need to get the surprise factor, so that way you can force the game 3.
So we're seeing him go out first again. Hopefully Anubis doesn't have another explosive turn like he did. Playing that neg 3, or not neg 3, playing that removal into a pop, and getting the double there. We do see my favorite card, Obi, come out. Shout out Obi.
So me curious.
Not Obi, Deinhardt or Reed. I can't even remember his name. Rest in peace.
Man,
but I do love
your
that
favorite card. Called it favorite card, and don't even know the name of it.
Oh man. Draw. We're gonna see the classic true push here, possibly.
Another thing
Or are we
going
gonna
to work on is keep an AP tapped. AP does not untap at the end of your turn. And you may ask, but that doesn't matter. Some cards that say if your opponent wants to target things, they have to pay an AP. And then if they don't have an AP up, then you can get there.
Some of the new decks that we do see in JP also require you to pay AP during
yeah, instead of discarding cards, you have to pay AP. Like we had that with the Gojo. So
oh, Ming, I hope you're not breaking right now. Are you deciding on the push-up?
he's probably thinking either to push, but then it'd delay his energy, or we play here. We try to set our energy up so we don't run into what we did last time.
I'm also wondering if he's worried about another double push by the opponent.
He said, I'm gonna put this asana up front. If you kill it, you kill it. If you don't, you don't.
I guess the math there was maybe seeing if he has a final there. Can he show body extend double, then pop a 3K, and then really set you back? But we just see the first push. The opponent probably doesn't know that the asana in the front is a 3K. Yeah, no, he does. He does.
He just wants a blocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. the good old skill check. Always swing. You never know when your opponent might just be like, yeah, I'll take.
Oh, you'll be surprised. There are times when I swing and the opponent's like, sure, why not? And I'm like, oh.
And there's a double energy. All right, Ming, we're live.
All right,
Let's go.
We're live this game.
And another double energy. We're going. We got 5 energy in the back once this Kirito untaps. But
push
we're at 4
up. We're
right
probably
now.
going to see.
And then a double attack Kirito on the 1-drop. A double attack Kirito on the 1-drop. Show him 4 attacks here. And a double attack Kirito on the 1. Here we go. The pedal is to the floor. We are all in. 3 AP turn, 4 attacks. And your little guy is not big enough to block anything right now. Bing, that's a final. Does nothing. He's like, which one? He's just like, slow down. Ming gotta think. We get to pick the lives. Man, if I see you eager to take from the top, I'm going from the bottom now. Give me the bottom one.
Is that mental game?
Oh, see? Should have took the bottom one, Ming. Should have took the bottom, Ming. If the bottom one's also special, then I'm wrong, but...
If I'm him, pop the 3K. Like, I don't want you swapping that back. Maybe he's deciding on popping the Kirito or seeing what he has in hand to remove.
Yeah, because he's like, maybe kill the 3K and the 2K, but if he doesn't kill one of the active bodies, he's looking at possibly 2 more damage, which puts him down to 3, and that's just not a place you want to be.
Especially against this deck and only seeing 1 raid, right? Thinking really hard about this. I think we are going to see him pop the... Oh, no, he's really thinking about it. I think I see him popping the Kirito here because, like you said, he can answer and hoping on like an active trigger out of life, possibly. Because if you keep the Kirito there, then you have to play a neg-1 and then the pop a 3K or... hope that you have a force block, but if you have a force block, this decision here isn't that hard in my opinion.
He's just not activating it?
No. I think he's popping the 3, and then we swing for 2 and he blocks it. Yep.
I really want to see Ming bring this to game 3, but Purple Kogias just constantly having removal.
And control.
We need to hope our opponent doesn't have a double energy. If he doesn't have a double energy, then we know none of the Gurns can come down, so...
Which is good. It could also be that he might have the double energy Lelouch.
Yeah, the one that says you can't block a 2K or less, but you don't want to usually play.
Not that one. I think he's running the neg 3 in his deck.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah, he is the altar. Yeah, but that's also a 4-drop.
So you could play the 2-1 here minus the Kirito, and then if you have it, play the other one over something, maybe over the baby 0. Nope. He does have the call.
Purple Kogias. We always got it.
Now is he deciding on pop the 3K? Because I'm pretty sure we saw him grab one out of life, right? Yeah, that was the first swing, unless that was last game.
No, that was last game. That was last game. This game was final into special.
Extender here? Okay.
Extender for what, though? I don't feel like we need to go crazy, but...
I think he just wants to go board.
Special again.
And then raid the pop at 3K.
Raid a Gawain.
And then play the 2-1.
Play second
Oh,
Gawain?
it looked like he was telegraphing
he
a
was
second.
Yeah, he was about to play second Gawain, but he would have no Lelouches if he does that.
I don't think you overextend that much with all the life that he has. Or is he going to hard play it? 2-1? No, okay.
I'll tell you
He's
right
going to
now,
play
you do this in Bandai where you show your opponent the card. Yeah, that card might as well be played, buddy. We can't Malik it out here.
Did he swing? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's just playing so fast that means like you need to like slow down, buddy.
And it's a color trigger, bounces the 2-1 back to hand. Ugh.
Yep.
Honestly, this is still escape. He has what, 4 life, I think?
Yeah. No, 5, because remember he only got hit
5.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 life, 4 energy. No finals in this deck from Ming. Maybe if we play a Yui out, cheat out a raid target. Cheat out a raid target. See, that's the only hard thing going up against a deck with heavy removal when you have no removal. It's just hard to take back tempo. Yeah, no finals. Yeah, it's hard to take back tempo. Okay, the Asana comes out. Okay, the raid Asana, I'm assuming. But you got to know if you're playing the raid Asana, it's likely to get removed.
He's probably doing because he draws cards. He needs cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm showing you 3 4K swings. 4K.
Active. Gawain raid. So we're seeing a Gawain into a Papa 3K this turn, is what I feel like. Play a body, Gawain, Papa 3K. Play another double energy if you have it.
Yeah, we have the Gawain. We pushed back the or we put back the
the 2-1. But I'm pretty sure he wants to show 3 swings here. Because he is like, he is behind in life still. Oh wait, he probably has the double Gawain. Yeah.
He's just gonna swing 3 times this turn, which I think this is a very greedy play.
Yeah, I think this is greedy.
Because you leave a 4K impactor on your opponent's board, and you're at 2 life. And now we just need another awesome, and it's over. Oh, well, that's an active.
That's the active, yeah.
But yeah, now it's literally just I need to play a 0, play another 0, raid Asuna. I have double impact on you. I feel like that was really greedy.
Yeah.
I believe in you, Ming. A 0. One of those zeros is an Asuna.
And his energy is very depleted.
You draw this card? Find me an Asuna, baby. Yeah, he said we don't need switch Kirito where we're going.
Just show me
baby
another
Asuna,
body.
there we go. Raid Asuna. Alright, now we just need no active trigger, no special. No active trigger, no special.
Show him the 4K first.
Yeah, regular 4K.
Yep.
Give me a goal.
Body.
No active, no special. No active. It's a
Yes.
No final. And it's a final.
Final.
Wait, what the fuck?
That's a final.
Yeah, but he still has 1 life.
Oh no, he has 1 more life.
Alright, this is
Oh,
why I hate life stacked on top of each other. I couldn't see that shit.
okay. But even then, because it was such a greedy play, I don't see three swings here.
Yeah, now you just have 2 Gawains, and your energy's down to 3 again, so your energy being at 4.
Yeah. And if there's anything that I know with purple CG, bro, I'd rather sit at that 4 energy mark if I want to be greedy.
Yeah, because now you even if you play the 1 drop low loose to minus one of these, you have to play another card to get to 5, and then you can play a Grin. So you're only answering one of these bodies, which means you can only answer
Yeah.
one of the asanas, and the blocks Kirito
Yep.
on 1, and then takes 2. Yeah, like we're
Neg one, so we do see it come out on the Kirito. Oh well, no, I was gonna say you get
because
rid
you're
of.
gonna kill an asana, restands 1, but then we still only have 4. Yeah, replay. Yeah. You just take this too. If you're Ming, you're just like, okay, I still have
Yeah.
impact. I have impact, and you have no impact negate. Ming, you got it. You're fine. You got the Kirito on the back. You still got the name. You could take it. If it's a special, even better. Then you can push, and then you can have 3 swings to 2 bodies. Yeah. Active. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Alright, Ming. The Ming special.
Yep. And honestly, if you go body, 3-1 Kirito.
Yeah, he goes
Funny
body. No, he'll play the 4-1. Play another double attacker. Get to
Okay.
special. Oh god, no, he might have it. Play Asuna.
Yeah.
What's the last card? And it is the double attacker. I told you. Yeah. We got 5. 6. Die.
Yeah, he scoop it up. Yep.
Yep. All right, we are going into game 3.
Seeing this go the distance, we love that.
Man, Anubis shuffling so hard he's shaking his whole damn desk. This camera be jostling right now, bro.
Now that is an interesting thing. Like, despite all the removal that we did see come from purple CG, Ming was able to hold a lot of his life throughout that match, which gave him the buffer he needed going into that end game right there. I'm wondering if he'll be able to maintain that this time around too. I mean, all he really needs is that 1 double energy, right? And he's able to do a lot more. So hopefully we have a good showing out this round. Now, if you're Anubis, do you want to go first this time around and take it away from Ming, or do you want to go second?
I think you still go second because you don't want to give Ming an extra draw. Deck has no extenders. You don't want to give it more bodies you could put out. You don't want to give it another chance to find a double energy.
Yeah.
You saw the difference between a double energy and not a double energy.
But I don't know if I don't know if he's picked up on the fact that Ming doesn't have an extender yet. You know?
Well, and Ming seems to stream. Who knows? And then
true. And Ming seems to be choosing to go first each round. So. Colin. Oh, will we see a push up this time, or because playing the 2 drop isn't going to protect you from that Colin now? Yeah, so we will see the push up. We'll see another, and then 1 drop. Yep, 1 drop. Search for that double energy.
He's trying, Andrew. Ming is trying. He got it to a game 3. Game 1 didn't go well. Game 2, he cleaned it up. Now game 3, we're seeing how it's going.
Does he have the double energy off this search, or does he already have it in hand? Opts to take nothing here. Doesn't want to remove anything from hand, and then goes for the swing. Gets a draw trigger off that. Okay, we're gonna see a double push there.
I thought
So
that
I
leash
think
was an active trigger.
no, that's the 2-1, not the 3-1.
No, that's the 3-1 right there in his trash.
Oh, it is the 3-1. Oh, but he only drew one card anyways. So never mind. Never mind.
I was like, huh?
the,
I was like,
the,
Anthony,
the,
what
the,
Lelouches you playing with, buddy?
the 2-1 and the 3-1 art just looks so simple.
One's shiny, one's not.
Yeah, but from this distance,
From this
I can
lighting
barely
angle, I got it. No,
see
actually,
the.
wait. Remember, his 2-1s are alt arted. That one's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no!
Oh
No, another
no.
double energy, no trigger. No. Oh.
Okay,
Hey, look.
active.
Think
Okay.
yeah, it's active.
Yeah, it's an active.
Well, that's not what we like to see. Could have been the other way. Could have saved disappointed damage.
Yep. Taking the extra draw here. Do we have a Yui to cheat out a body or nope? Okay. It feels like he's searching for that double energy.
And like the crazy thing about best of three that I like, both players have won a game, so theoretically you could say both of these players could have won this whole event. Game one could have went the way it went for Anubis, and Ming could have just not saw double energy and won it. Or it could have went in Ming's favor where he saw double energy and the game went in his favor. So both of these players, if this was like a bigger event, regional size event, both could have been deemed the people that win this. But it just sees whose deck is a little more
This
consistent.
card's removable. Goes for the Yui. He's digging for that double energy. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, seems like we found the crutch of this meme deck of memes.
Okay,
I'd like to talk to you to our Lord and Savior. What's an energy line? Yeah, you're doing it too fast, buddy. I couldn't even see it.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, bro, whoa. Okay.
I don't think 10 card sideboards would be good for UA because not every set has enough cards, and like decks that have volume 2s get more options for stuff. So I don't think we'll ever get a 10 card sideboard. If colors were more splashable, like I could play green cards and red cards with red energy, like right? Like if energy color didn't matter, then I think sideboards would be fine.
So we do see the push up for the colony here. We're showing potential 2 energy if need be. Okay.
Hey, those zeros also come in tapped. How are you going to put the colony in tapped, but not the 2 zeros?
I mean, with how he did it so smooth, like I don't think he was able to. Active? No, color trigger bounced the last. Yeah, bounced the last card. Yep.
I feel like you get real crazy if energy color doesn't matter. Exactly. I'll tell you right now, as a guy who did a tournament like that in JP, because we had like an event where color, it was like a release event, but you could play constructed decks. Some sets it get a little broken. Imagine I could play Serious Punch in a Saitama deck that my Saitama comes out on 3 energy.
Okay, so we are seeing the double attacker come out here. Oh, that was...
Yeah, there we go. Raid
Austin.
Another double attack Kirito. Yeah.
Yeah.
Showing you 6 swings, baby.
Oh my gosh. Pop a 3K.
Yeah, just.
But do you want to raid on your double energy or do you raid on the front? You raid on the front, it's gonna have to get blocked.
Raid on the front, you kill one of the little ones, because now you can block the other little one. Ming doing his swing separately here, so that way each of these Kiritos has gotten 1 swing yet, because If he would have swung the other character that already swung and hit a special, that denies him 2 swings. And
Another, or is that the force block?
That's the force block.
Next turn's going to be Nutty, 4K. Really putting the pressure on.
Yeah, that's true. He needs to get his opponent low so the impacts get through.
Draw trigger 4.
Yeah, so I think we could be wrong. It looks like he's at 2 life. Could be 3 again.
2 life.
Like he's at 2.
Loses out on that impact, but we do have a force block in hand. We do know Ming has the raid asana in hand. I was gonna say something earlier. I think it would have been nice if Ming swapped the Yui to the front with one of the asanas after that raid. That way he still guarantees an asana on board.
The reason why he didn't is because the asanas were both 2Ks.
2K, yeah.
Which means the 2K columns that were on the board can't block them. That's why he did it that way.
True.
So that way he was going to say, hey, give me your whole board or you're going to 1.
So we're going to see a Lelouch push up here. Oh, he's thinking, bro. You see that camera moving? That's focus.
We're really trying to decide what we're doing
here. That's right. Sub and like the stream for us, Haven.
Not being subject
really
just save myself a felony. You did, because if you would have came the whole way down to Gen Con and didn't see it, would have came after you. I'm pretty sure this is Div on the account, right? Would have got you,
Div. Really deciding on what to do here. I'm wondering if he can't shell out everything that he wants. 4-2, so we're going to remove one of the Kiritos. Honestly, I can make an argument that you remove the asana.
What if our hand is all raids, and if we need to get to 5 energy, we have to put a raid in the energy line?
There's been there. Extend. Oh my god.
Maybe we're just going crazy. Maybe we're just slow playing it. Gotta support the family from across the border. Bro, I'm telling you, Div, at all these Red Riot events and the events you guys got up there, you guys got me wanting to make trips to Canada.
Oh yeah, same. It's gonna happen. I wanted to go to
but I'm gonna come to one of your events. I'll do it. I'll be up there one time.
We'll go to the 8K whenever they go up from 5K to 8K.
We'll go to like a 25K event. I'll be there. Make it worth my while.
Is this another removal?
Or if you guys pay for me to come up there, I'll come up there whenever you want, you know?
I think he has the neg 3 Lelouch.
Here's something big for September, just finalizing details. See, yep, you let me know, and we'll figure something out, Div.
I'm really curious to see what this line is. I almost want to call slow play.
Well, hey, he played a special. He AP extended.
I know, but like, oh.
Yeah, he does only have 4 cards in. It's not like he has a lot, but he's also probably thinking like, does he tap the C2, generate the extra energy, and blows himself up?
Well, it looked like he was about to tap 2 to play the 4-2 Lelouch.
Oh, probably kill the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's deciding on what to play. You could go 2-1 Lelouch here, neg the Asana 1K.
That looked like a C2.
Then go a Gwaine. Okay, so draw 2. I don't think he knows he can draw 2. He played
I think he did. I think he's just like because when he does his life and everything like that, he just thumbs the extra card. He probably just thumbed a second card.
Oh, Jesus.
People got skill with it.
Oh, no, that's... Oh, my gosh. This would kill me. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I know you have the Gawain. Just play it.
Yeah. Commit to the Gawain. And then commit double Gawain there.
Yeah. Gawain can't block. It's technically a 2K, but it can block the 0 still, so we're just going to take... We take 2, we have to. And then we have to get something to stop the other 4K. Active
Array.
Yeah. Swing the 15 and Austin Raid. And that will be the winner of our event. Anubis cleaning it up with, arguably, still the best deck, Purple Kogios.
There's so many lines, and you see it there in his decision, trying to figure out the correct line to play. I think he was debating whether to play that 4-2 Lelouch, neg the Kirito, and then go into the Gawain raid.
It is just very solid. It's just Gawain will still be a card that's like, hey, you can't block with 2K or less. So one, you're like, oh, it's annoying, and it's a good defensive card. And two, it's like, all right, well now my board is just pointless. And just Purple Kogios just having the answers to everything. Like the first game, just going, hey, I draw my raids. All right, here's a whole bunch of 4K bodies, and just putting that pressure of vanilla 4Ks on. Very strong. It's like what we saw with early Renji Rush days, where you just got to 4 energy on turn 2. Turn 3, you played 3 vanilla 4Ks and looked at your opponent and said, all right, deal with 3 4Ks. And
still have the remove potential. But
Ming did show, hey, I'm playing without finals. And how often do we do events? This month we did an event 2 weeks ago, but starting next week, so next month, we'll be doing, we do, during the week, we will have a RNG, MMR, not RNG, a ranked MMR tournament. That is for ranked MMR, so that will be every week. And then every Sunday now, I think, I might be wrong, Connor will put more details about it in the Discord. But starting next week, every weekend we will have a Win-A-Box event. So it'll be an event every weekend. But our next big event, we're gonna sit back, we're gonna think a little bit, we're gonna talk. There'll be polls in the community, so if you guys like see anything from us, make sure you guys are following up on it, because we think we can get 100+ player events if we line it up on a day that hits everybody. And I think everybody here would like to see that data, would like to see the players, would like to see the decks that come from that. And I'm really thinking we might do it next month. This is not set in stone or anything like that, but this is something I've thought about and something we'll probably talk to the community. We'll probably do an event next month. Not next month as in July or June, whatever the first one is.
Yeah.
June, July. So not June, but July. I'm talking July. Think about doing an event probably 2, maybe 3 weeks before Gen Con, so either the second or third week of July or whatever. Doing an event that gives us, that we're going to allow, we would allow proxies of FMA, because FMA would be there. It'd be like a Gen Con event. We kind of run like our own regional. We want everybody here and to see what it would look like with everything that's legal at Gen Con. Are we going to Gen Con Avalon? Yes. I would say 90% of us. I think only like 2 of us aren't coming. So Draw3 will be there. I know myself, Anto, Karner, Shasta, Ming, Ten, like a lot of us are going to be there. So if you see us, feel free to come say hi. Don't feel like a stranger. I would love to meet our community in person, not just be over a thing. FMA case event. Hey, you want to supply the case haven? You let me know. We'll run it. Road to Gen Con, last roadblock, Draw3 case event. Yeah, could be an event for you for your little series, getting ready for regionals and stuff. We see you, Div. We see you. I'll see you there. I played in your event today. Today was a great time. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you for showing up. Like, we wanted to do this. We thought we'd have a bigger attendance, but a lot of people wanted to play Bleach 2 / Black Clover. And when we first pitched this event, we wanted to give SAO its time to shine. Plus, this set having 2 3-stars and having a lot of waifus and like money cards in the alt arts, we thought people would want to do it. But we at least got a decent turnout. We even though we were just shy of 32 and it was a progressive case tournament, we're still going to do half of a case, even though we didn't get that number. We'll bite the bullet. Doesn't matter to us. We'd rather let the players get more out of this than what they were already getting, and go forward with our pricing and stuff like that. And we'll reach out to all the top players once placings get finalized and everything like that. I will reach out to all of you. I will get your addresses, your names. I already have your names if they're the same names as Best Coast, but I'll still ask for them. Your names, your addresses, and then I will send you pictures of like your product with your name and stuff on it. And then once I get tracking codes, you guys will get your tracking codes. We're going to stay very up to date with this, and if there's any kind of delay on shipping or anything like that, we will message you guys, be like, hey, today is Saturday, Sunday mail doesn't run, we'll ship it out Monday, hey, it got shipped. Or if someone gets in a car accident, post office gets closed, some random thing, we will keep you guys up to date. Keeping our communication with you guys as our community and making sure you guys are getting the pricing, getting the things that we say you're going to get them. We're not going to go out there and be like, hey, we're going to put a case of FMA out, but then not have a case of FMA. That's why, like, if we do a case of it for FMA, that will be like, if we have an extra case, because you got to keep in mind, some of us might play, who knows, maybe all of D3 is playing FMA for Gen Con. Maybe we think it's too good. We may need that case because we got to build like 9 different decks. So hold on. We'll see how it goes. But we really appreciate everybody that came out today. I'm not surprised at what won. I don't know what you got to say, Anto, about Purple Code Gias.
Honestly, I was hoping that Goddess made it to the finals. But it's cool to see a no final switch deck make it to the finals. I do think if Ming had a couple final extenders in there to really extend the turns, we'd have different conversations, because once Purple is able to control the board and tempo like that, if you're not running any finals to catch back up, it's a hard ask. But I mean, even in that own great feat, like Ming did his thing, and it's a testament to his skill as a player, getting there. So
yeah, Ming definitely playing a deck with no finals, going, hey, I want to show you that there's ways to play decks that you're not relying on these cards. Like, it's less RNG. Like, sure, if Ming had a final, he could have lived that last turn, but what really is his clapback? His board was abysmal, and he's looking at a whole bunch of 4Ks. But it's honest to see how people are playing, and then, like we said before, you're going to see Purple CG. If you don't have somebody to play against Purple CG, I'm pretty sure you can ask 9 million people in this Discord server, hey, where's the Pocket Purple CG deck? I'd be like, I got it right here. Give me 2 seconds. Like, we'll get it going. Definitely someone to look forward to. Definitely a deck, you guys, if you don't already play against it, you probably need to play against it a little bit. I know next weekend, Haven has their event. So if you guys are looking for more events like this, I think theirs is on a Saturday. And like I said, our box event will be on Sunday. I'll have more info out on our box event once we talk with the community. But the Haven event, let me get the info so I can get back to you guys. Accurate info for this stuff. So it is the 7th. So yeah, next week on Sunday, it is going to be booster boxes, packs, winter cards, AP, and event packs apparently. Black Clover and Bleach Volume 2 will be legal. It's on Best Coast as well. So if you guys want to see it, it is a box tournament the Saturday of June 7th, and it looks like it is 2 p.m. EST or 11 a.m. PST for anybody like that. Div and them run a great thing over there just like we do here. So if you guys are definitely interested in it and want to look forward and looking for more events like this, go ahead, hop over there to the Haven Discord and show them that maybe Purple Kogias isn't the best deck. But if you think Purple Gias is still the best deck, go cook another box tournament. Go show the Haven boys that it is the deck to play, and if you're playing anything else, you're wrong. Yeah, we appreciate it, Div.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, we got to keep this community strong. This is the game we all know and love. This is Union Arena. We love it. I don't have any closing remarks. You got anything, Anto?
Nah, I'm glad that you guys showed out to the event. From my side of things, I hope you guys enjoy this small little tea break. And anytime I'm on screen, gotta be a tea break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
But
gotta.
I hope to see you guys at the next events.
Yeah, next events. Stay tuned. Look at our announcement channels. Look at this. Go support the Haven guys as well. Look at their events. Until next time, guys. This is Draw3 signing off.
Deuces.